I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. Slowly now, I'll give up everything. I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. Slowly now, I'll give up everything. I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. Slowly now, I'll give up everything. I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. Slowly now, I'll give up everything. I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. Slowly now, I'll give up everything. I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly. Thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win. I'll take a stab, I wanna chase a bag. I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. Slowing down, I'll give up everything. Daunting all, if I could see my dreams, I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want. I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly. Thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win. I'll take a stab, I wanna chase a bag. I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. Slowing down, I'll give up everything. Daunting all, if I could see my dreams, I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want. I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly. Thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win. I'll take a stab, I wanna chase a bag. I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. Slowing down, I'll give up everything. Daunting all, if I could see my dreams, I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want.
Hello everybody and welcome to Waylander Gaming. This is Waylander here, joined by Akatsuki, Shroomzy and Lotus as we bring you the very first match in the group stages of the MSA Cup. We have for us Pandora Code Red up against Error 4 in a best of 3 for tonight. For this first game at least, we're going to have Lotus and I as your analysts. We're going to go through the drafting phase with you, and well, Shroomzy and Scarpskenko will be our casters for the evening, and we'll be heading into the match very, very shortly. So, lady, shall I say, gentlemen, how are you this evening?
Oh, I'm always good. I mean, you know, I never complain. If I can watch some Mobile Legends, some killer teams play off, then I'm on my happiest.
That is good, that is good. But let me just get the polls up for the viewers as everybody else introduces themselves and get the show on the road.
Well, I'm always excited when there's a tournament lobby in the mix tonight because the amount of skins that you get to see, especially the collector skins like Sicilians. A girl like me would always love watching games then.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first official match of MSA Cup Season 3. We're all excited. We've waited for this moment. And I've done a lot of hard work on the intro not to get played. But nonetheless, I hope you guys are ready for the first match of Pandora's Code Red up against Error 404. So let's go into the drafting phase.
Alright. While we're just waiting for the teams to get us ready and into the lobby, we will go. Or at least for the ref to get us started. And then, well, this time around, as I'm sure you viewers at home will notice, it's no lobby bans this time around. We're just going straight into the match. It is, as you can, well, as you will shortly see, the tournament lobby. So there'll be quite a few nice skins, as everyone was talking about. But into the lobby we go, and it's going to be PCR's Group Reaper at 18 with the first ban of the tournament, actually.
So, PCR is a relatively good team. They've been in the mix for a while, so they have a lot of information on heroes, especially from the side of the Duke, formerly known as Solid.
Solid's been a player in this five-man scene for quite a long time. They decide to ban out the Florin, which is a pretty decent ban at this moment in time. Her heal's quite devastating.
Feared than loved.
It is true. Eamon banned out from the side of EQ's B team, Area 404. Eamon has actually been really strong, but with the recent updates, a lot of assassins I've noticed have been nerfed. I don't know if Eamon was in the mix as well.
Well, I haven't checked myself, but we get to see. Continuing with the theme of banning out support heroes, a Diggy ban coming through from PCR, and response with, well, I think maybe the most broken hero right now, Lapu Lapu.
That is true. PCR might be going for Tigreal or other extremely tanky hero. Sphere banning out the Melissa.
So Melissa always a decent ban, I would say. The Diggy one is quite interesting because it means they probably want to look for a more crowd control kind of team composition. Zetian, final ban from the first phase coming through from Era 404, and it looks like we've got a Grip Reaper at 18 flashing that Minsathar and locking onto it.
Well, Minsathar is also pretty strong. He has lane clearing ability and good teamfight capabilities if used well.
Yes. It's that King's Calling ultimate of his. Is like just that anti-dash kind of ultimate. It limits the choices from Aero 404's jungle pick. But it looks like they're not hesitating with going in for the dash heroes. Mimi looking to lock onto the Bernadetta. So Bernadetta XP, and by the looks of it, Aurum picking up the Belleric there for the roam position. That makes the marksman choice for PCR a little bit iffy.
Let them come. They will only make my
However, taking a tank for a first pick of your team does make things a bit difficult because then PCR would know which heroes to use to counter him. However, Team Merlin picks up the export, which is actually usually devastating. Fury picking up the Leslie. Fury has been a new member of PCR for a while now, but his gold laners are actually pretty good.
Yeah, well, Leslie has got that buff. Definitely doing quite well. Also a very decent pick up against a Belleric. The same with the export pick. Very, very good up against a Belleric. Average Joe going for the Ixia. Ixia, even with all the updates and changes, still very strong in the early game, especially once she hits that level 2 power spike of hers and gets a little bit of crowd control, that extra damage, the range, the sustain.
Butterflies born by thy wish, guided by lanterns.
Loki banning out the Zushin. But the thing with Ixia is she's really strong, but the problem is she is very stationary and her ult doesn't circle around her like, let's say, an Odette or a Farsa. It's only the front of her, like the Eve, that the ult goes, so she's very vulnerable.
Yes, especially to an export when he hits that last insanity. Zushin, as you say, banned out. Zushin is a perma-ban ever since her introduction. Not the nicest of heroes to one, like especially if you're a frontliner tank, that you'd wanna go up against.
That is true. Glue being banned out by Kuro. Glue also got a recent buff, if I'm not mistaken. But even before that, we haven't seen him in the 5-man scene a lot, and he's just an annoying pest to deal with. No one wants to deal with him.
yeah, the Glues, the Yuzongs, the Lapus, you're getting the Rubies, you're getting to see quite a lot of these XP laners being picked up all the time, or as we call it, the meta XPs.
Yeah, the Duke getting the last ban out of the game. He might be going for a jungle pick, but you never know. So right now, Era 404 still just needs a mage and a jungler.
Yeah, they did get rid of the Louis, so no diversion plays will be available. What will the Duke be looking at? I would be thinking possibly, so they go for the Valentina, continuing with that mage ban. Loki picking up the Eve that synergizes quite nicely with the Ixia and Belleric ultimates. The Duke responding with Camilla, which synergizes with Xborg. And what will Kuro be going for? Is this going to be a roam pick or a XP pick? Because Minsatar, a bit of a flex pick there.
However, the Duke usually plays the Carmilla on roam. His XP is pretty good, but I've always seen him on the roam with Carmilla. Kuro wanting to go for the Farsa or the Sicilian. If they can get the Moonlit Waltz to play to their favor, that could be extremely helpful and to their advantage.
So Sicilian, one of the nicer mages to deal with the Eve. I actually forgot this Camilla and Minsatar. So yeah, Camilla, Rome, Minsatar, XP. But Sicilian, as I said, one of the better mages at dealing with Eve, has that extended range, can do quite a bit of poke damage from the backline. With Kaori just flashing around the Leah mod, very nice skin on that Leah mod. Will he be locking onto that just to supply the team with that extra bit of burst potential and the ability to take down those squishies quite quickly? Looks like he's just hovering around that as a potential choice. Seems like a good one, has been selected. I think it is a pretty decent choice, especially into the lineup that they have. They've got Arrow for some backline dive, a bit of crowd control. They've got those big team fight ultimates coming through. But at the same time, PCR, they've got some counter drafts being picked in here, and they've got quite a deadly lineup as well with the Camilla Xborg combination and Sicilian as well. So Lotus, what are your thoughts on the draft? Who wins the draft?
I thought, to be honest, I'm still learning about drafts, but I'm not too sure because, as everyone knows, teamfight drafts are my favorite. But both teams are using somewhat hybrid comps.
That is true. That is true. But anyway, enough from us as we hand you guys over to Shroomzy and Skenkel as they take us through the blow-by-blow, the action that will be taking place in this, the very first of a best of 3. It is Pandora's Code Red in the blue up against Equilibrium. I can see the signs there. Up against Era 404, Equilibrium's B team in the red.
5 seconds till the enemy reaches.
Yeah, indeed so. So we do get the opportunity to play with this camera angles, so we know and love from the tournament lobbies. So ladies and gentlemen, please hit that like, share and subscribe. Please hit that like, share and subscribe button when we jump. Well, whilst we jump into this first match, as we do see Pandora's Code Red starting with the red buff and EQ's beating Era 404 starting on the blue buff.
Already an early game action here on Mimi trying to invade the jungle. Does not get a red buff, but that's already a beautiful lane cup coming out from Era 404. So this might be the action we are looking for with this Benedetta on the XP lane. I mean, I'm so happy they switched up the XP lane meta, but I mean, I've got tired of all the tanks and just stunning and zoning and everything.
Yeah, well, look, if I'm going to look at the two teams' drafts, right, I am favoring PCR's draft just a little bit more, but just due to the fact that they do have the Minsatar and the Camilla to help with the sets. But I mean, this Belleric can be a problem, even though the Leslie does counter the Belleric. So the Litho goes to Error 404, as we do see Error 404 is going to go for that gold lane gank. Will they be able to be successful in this engagement? As we do see Mimi with the Benedetta onto the Xborg does get that Faraga armor off, and Era 404 keeping the pressure here into the bot lane, allowing Ixia to get that wave pushed onto the tier 1 turret.
So that was quite a gamble with Mimi's rotation all the way up to the gold lane. You know, the XP lane gambit usually happens once you hit level 4, but that definitely paid off. They secured the farm away from the Xborg. Xborg still stuck at level 3 with the turtle spawning up in 2 seconds. While Kauri going here with the Leomont commits the ultimate, but to no avail. So this is going to be a very interesting team fight from both teams. I mean, this Xborg with the last sanity, if he gets that procced, it's going to be a team fighting coming out there. I mean, you can't count out the King's Calling to counter everyone. It's going to be very, very intense heading into this first turtle of the match.
That is true. I mean, it's all going to come down on, especially for the side of PCR, if they can get that, if the Camilla, the Duke, can get that cursed blood landed onto multiple heroes, as we do see Benedetta onto 2. However, Belleric gets stunned up by the Mincetar. How will this engagement play out? Oh, Belleric is out, as we do see the Ecliptic Blade coming in from Benedetta. The first blood goes to Mimi, and Leo Mord finishes off Camilla. That's a double kill for Leo, or make that a triple kill. That's a 3-4 for nothing exchange in favor of Era 404. First turtle of the match will go comfortably to their side.
Oh, beautiful. I mean, they did definitely wait for that King's Calling to run out before they engaged with that Benedetta and the Ecliptic Blade. I mean, that's an ultimate that you don't want to land with that Petrify. I mean, that bursted down the Xborg and that opened the map over to the side of Era 404, and that's a massive, massive team fight they won, giving them the early game advantage. Already 2.5k gold lead in the 3-minute mark.
That is true. I mean, we have to give Aurum, as we know her as Samara, being quick with the Belleric and being able to escape that engagement from the Mincetar with the King's Calling, just allowing the team to follow up. But nonetheless, this is all going to come down. We do see Benedetta onto the jungle invader, onto Xbox. We do see the last insanity coming through, but Leomord does proc his ult. He's onto Kiro. Will he get the kill? Oh, Benedetta gets the kill onto Sicilian. Mega kill going to Leomord as Xborg has been deleted. Look at me stealing Shrinky's one-liner.
Deleted. I mean, this Benedetta making killer rotations, trying to keep the jungle under pressure, and that is definitely a game changer for them. I mean, Mincetar having the lane to himself, but still not committing to that tower push just yet. I mean, this is a game changer. Once again, they're onto Fury on this. Leslie just trying to poke him down, but as you know, Leslie, with that 1-2 combination of her, can get everyone very low. So overall, PCR definitely need to stay a bit safe, not engage in this fight as yet. I mean, it's at the 4.5 minute mark. There's already a almost 4k gold lead heading into the favor of Era 404. The next turtle of the match is up in 15 seconds.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, we do see Era 404 having that 6 kill advantage and having quite a large gold lead so early on onto the match. As we do see the engagement onto Sicilian and Xborg, as we do see Sicilian does use his best defensively, but not following up on the damage. Oh, we do see the King's Calling coming in from Mincetar. Will the PCR get the first kill onto the map? No, sir. The first blood lands onto Natalia. But however, this did take some damage coming in from Mimi and Kaori.
Oh, good. I mean, that is a survived engagement. I mean, Era 404 putting a lot of pressure onto the enemy jungle, stealing as much farm as they possibly can, and this might just give them the advantage they need. I mean, we do see Mimi pushing out the first tier 1 turret of the match, going to Era 404, while PCR is having a 3-man on the top lane trying to push out the top tower. But meanwhile, Era 404 is in position to take this Lord. They're going to for the engagement. Kaori is onto his motorbike, but does not secure any kills.
So, Johan, just to answer your question there in the live chat, this is the first match of the best of 3 series. There will be 2 more series after this, also best of 3 series, as we do see Era 404 is onto the third and final turtle of the match. They will have this comfortably, as we do see Leomord does take the turtle. We do see Era 404 going in for the engagement here. Eve does block the second skill. However, Mincetar gets stunned up, and Leomord gets an unstoppable kill, but this is not done yet. We do see the last insanity is committed from Xbox, but no avail just yet, as we do see Loki with the Eve does eliminate Xbox. The clipping blade coming in from Benedetta, as she takes the Sicilian, but the tower comes in and gets the revenge. But we do see the snipe shot coming in from Leslie, as Samara will be able to escape that Leslie's ult.
Beautiful, beautiful. That is the first tier 1 mid-turret of the match is already down in favor of Error 404. So I have to say they are playing very well. I mean, this is the opening game of the MSA Cup. This is the stage where you have to perform to set the stage for the rest of the evening. I mean, this is a very exciting match thus far. Error 404 showing us their early game dominance in this first match, already leading up to almost a 6k gold lead before the first lord of the match has spawned up. But I have to say, between Kaori and Mimi, they are making some killer plays. Diving the backline at the right time, just waiting them out, not giving PCR the chance to get back into this game.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, that beautiful rotations coming in from Benedetta from the early game stages. I mean, it's definitely paying off now. Error 404 does have the map advantage, and as you mentioned, well, a 6k gold lead. That is now official that it is a 6k gold lead. Just past the 8-minute mark, the first lord of the match will spawn up in the next 15 seconds. Error 404 just staying here in the top lane. We do see Leomord and Benedetta positioning beautifully here, just waiting for PCRO, as we do see the full barrage coming in from Exia. But however, Leomord does come in and gets double kill onto Camilla, as well as the Roma, as Exia gets a kill as well. Currently it's a 4-for-nothing exchange. Make that a full team wipe, as Average Joe does get a double kill in that engagement.
Beautiful placement there from the Ixia. I mean, I've seen a lot of Ixia players. I mean, Average Joe has been one of the best Ixia players in our server. When she was back meta, in the tank jungle meta, she was amazing. He played her very well. And I mean, Ixia's back, and once again he picked her up. But I have to say, I've seen a lot of things. But using a Ixia's ult to initiate a team fight, that is crazy plays coming there from Error 404.
Well, what are you saying? Exia is supposed to be used defensively or from a distance? I mean, look at just Joe being the SA #1 Exia. Well, a few seasons ago, just showing that why Exia was his main for a very long time.
Definitely. I mean, usually she's the follow-up to a team fight. I mean, if you see a massive ult coming in from your team, like the Raffle Dryads coming out, or even the real world manipulation from Eve, that is usually when you pop the Ixia ultimate, full barrage everyone to death after they've been CC'd. But the beautiful placement there coming out from Error 404, and we do head into this Lord pushing in the top wave. 4-1 split, beautiful rotation coming there from Error 404. How will Pandora's Code Red defend this?
Oh, look at that, as the tier 3 turret is focused on. Full barrage coming in from Exia. Real world manipulation from the Eve as well. Exia picking up a double kill, eliminating Sicilian and Camilla. However, we do see the snipe shot coming in from Leslie, but no avail. The ecliptic blade coming in from Benedetta into the enemy's base, Pandora's Code Red's base. But just poking, showing her face, and dashing out, saying hello. I'm here. It is me you're not looking for. As that's the final tier 2 turret taken down in favor of Error 404. Shrimzy, what do you think, or what would you say should Pandora's Code Red be here to get the tides turned?
Okay, so definitely they need to start focusing on their damage dealers from the side of Equilibrium. They are spacing out very beautifully, so it's hard to catch them with a hook from the Minster because that is mainly the initiation protocol they have. But I mean, Duke trying to go for the set, gets out of position and gets taken down. I mean, between the Carmilla and the Minster, they definitely need to set up a beautiful engagement, get a hook onto at least 2 damage dealers before they commit anything into that team fight.
No, definitely. They should definitely start respecting the Exia here. As we do see Belleric does pop the Vengeance. As we do see the Sanguine Claws does not land over Benedetta, taking a lot of damage here from the X-Borg. That's a tier 3 turret in favor of Era 404. So we do see the snipe shot coming in from Leslie onto the Bellaric. Curse Blood not hitting the mark. Once more, Era 404 will be looking at taking this second tier 3 turret. Full barrage coming in from Ezio, real world manipulation. That is going to be a double kill going in for Leo mode, but a monster kill for the Ezio. That's a 4-4-0, 4-for-1 exchange in favor of Era 4. Make it. Era 404 should be able to finish the Nexus here. GG's, that does draw the first blood for Era 404.
Oh, well played, well played. I have to say, starting out the first match of the MSA Cup, already with a maniac on board. I mean, that is massive. That is just the game-changing, game-opening match you want to see heading into a tournament. I mean, GG's to Era 404 in this first match of the best of 3.
That is true. Eve picking up the first MVP of the first match in this best of 3 series. So let's see how PCR will respond to this first blood that was drawn by the side of Era 404. They are synergizing quite well and beautifully, I have to say. And that XP laner, what a beautiful rotation in the early game. I mean, it just comes to show you, if you've got an XP laner that can rotate so quickly, why not use it to your team's advantage? So I'm going to ask this, as I do see Shady is in the chat. Was this your idea, or was this solidly Era 404's idea? I need to know.
Good question. But I have to say, I'm loving that combination from the Eve into the Ixia. I mean, those two being both backline heroes, dealing massive AoE, slows, stuns, damage. That just secures the opportunity for both the Lumord and Mimi on that Benedetta just to go into the backline, shred everyone while they are low. I mean, they definitely want to commit the flickers to get out of that real world manipulation as well. So, beautiful drafting coming out from Era 404.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this second match's drafting is going to take place. Will we see those respect bans onto the likes of the Exia and the Leomord, or will PCR say, well, look, you had a good game, but now it's our time to have this? But then, is this going to be a clean sweep fashion for Era 404, or will PCR take us into that sudden death round? As I will be handing you over to the capable hands of Lotus and the man himself, Mr. Waylander.
Well, PCR, yes, I am a fan, as they were my former squad, but I'm also rooting for them somewhat because I know they have the potential to be able to beat Era 404. The problem is they just have to work on that communication, because we did see in the first match that was somewhat lacking. And then also definitely have to work on the positioning and using the heroes to your full advantage.
Wait, your mic is still muted to the stream.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you can all hear me right now. But anyway, as you can see, we should be into the drafting stages. And we just get the lobby up and running for everybody. We are into the banning phases right now. And it's Kaori with the first ban for Era 404. And going for that glue pick.
It's my way or the highway.
However, we did see that respect ban that you guys were talking about, with the Ixia just getting banned out. However, FH Joe has quite a hero pool in the gold lane. If you ban Ixia, he has Herod, he has Ruby. I have already seen his Ruby in the gold lane, so anything is possible.
That is true. So the Ixia, as we said, respect band coming through. Lapu Lapu is definitely a good band to go for. I don't know what you guys in the chat. When my mic was muted, I'm sure you didn't get to hear me, but I was saying shout out to Colin and Johan there. Thanks for the compliments there, guys, in the chat. I noticed, I appreciate, and thanks for all the support that we've got from you guys over this period of time and here in Waylander Gaming. And for everybody who's new tuning in, don't forget to smash that like, share, and subscribe buttons as we get into the next band coming up for PCR. It's Kuro. Will we see another respect band coming through here, Lotus?
I think so, but they might also
going
for that meta ban with this Zetian. As we have spoken about before, she's a lot more like Vixena than anyone else. Not damage, but stun. So if you have good timing skills and good map awareness, you can stun the entire enemy team. Eamon once again getting banned. We know that PCR's, I think it's Team Merlin or Fury. Their Merlin, their Eamon is extremely difficult to deal with. So that's at least we know that Era 404 did do their homework.
It's always good to throw in some target bans, especially if you know the team you're up against, a particular player favors or loves a certain hero. Then, nice to get rid of them from the mix. But it is Team Merlin, who you spoke about earlier, with the third and final ban of the initial drafting phase for the side of PCR, and elects to go for a Joy ban.
Joy has been nerfed a few times now, but she's still just too deadly. Or I'm picking up the Florin that PCR wanted to ban earlier out. So we finally get to see that global healing.
Yeah, Florin just makes things very difficult, especially if you're trying to go for like a burst composition, and if you're not bursting the Florin, she just heals everybody back up. That floral bloom of hers, so much of healing. So Florin being open, Florin being picked, but PCR, they do know who the roam is going to be for the side of Era 404, so it can help with the choices. As we see Grip Reaper at 18, looks like he's going for that Gatto pick, wants to hit that Avatar of Guardian into the back line, and the Duke picking up CC. CC is still, and has been for quite a while, quite strong on the XP lane.
Should petals fall?
That is true, and as we have heard earlier from someone else's comment, is that CC is quite anti-meta, because most of the meta heroes, especially when Lucas was still the meta, she could also easily deal with him. However, we do see Kaori picking up the Lancelot, because this time PCR doesn't have any Mensa Sword to deal with him.
And Lancelot is very strong right now. One of the more favorite picks that you see when you're ranking up, and in the hands of Kaori could be very deadly, as Mimi wanting to go for that Benedetta that caused so much of chaos in the first game.
Payback time.
That is true, and Kura picking up the Farsa. Mimi's Benedetta reminded me of a Benedetta that Blacklist International played a few months ago. And the bandana was just dashing through the entire map, annoying the enemy, same as Mimi did with this previous match.
Yeah, Benedetta is a very high skill hero. It takes quite a bit of practice to get used to certain of the combos. You've got to time yourself very nicely. I wouldn't say is an initiating kind of hero, though they did use the Benedetta sort of in that way, especially in the early game, because it does have the damage, but it's that if she gets the opportunity to get that backline dive going, that Eclectic Blades does so much damage. Kuro picking up the Farsa to combine with the CC and Gatto. It's quite a nice pick. Farsa still pretty decent after the last update.
That is true. And the problem on Era 404's side is a bit that they don't have any super sustainable frontliners, because the Rom and the XP are both... For me, Benedetta is the squishiest fighter. personally, but the fact is they can't sustain too much damage, which makes it problematic.
Well, with the Florin around, sustain may be not the thing that they're really stressed about.
That is true.
Yeah, so final 2 bans coming out from the side of PCR were the Lu Yi and 1-1 and Error 404 responding with the Leslie ban. So this leaves us with Average Joe on the final ban of the second game in this best of 2. And what will Average Joe be looking at removing? It is gonna be the Hayabusa pick taken out of the equation.
Hayabusa is a good pick, despite all the nerfs and updates, etc. But Hayabusa with that shadow kill, if he can catch you, sometimes not even a Florin can save you.
I will revive it.
Yeah. But there was a bit of a nerf on his damage, but still very, very deadly. Fluffy, I think that's why we're going to say that. Luffy, Fluffy, Luffy.
Fury.
Fury. I don't know, I was trying to make my own words up over there and combine 2 of them to get 1. Going for that Clint pick. Clint is pretty decent at this moment in time. Average Joe hovering around the Granger. Granger very strong in the early game, but could have okay, I'm not sure. How would a Clint fare up against a Granger? It's both heroes get that extra range, one from the Death Sonata and the other one from the passive being procced. So level 4, what do you guys think in the chat? Who's gonna win the matchup when it comes to a Granger versus a Clint at level 4, shall we say? With Loki, Zushin. Zushin is available. Zushin is picked. Always a good pick.
Zushin just has that ability to zone everyone out because no one wants to be caught by her lantern.
I'm born with talent.
And key Merlin onto a Guinevere jungle. We don't get to see that one often.
Yeah. We do not get to see that at very, very... It's been quite a few seasons, in fact, since there's been a Guinevere in the jungle. But if she can land her full combination, ooh, that could be instant burst city coming up. But let's get into the match to see how they are going to fare. It is the second game in this best of 3. It was Error 404 drawing first blood. They are on the blue side and PCR in the red, as I hand you over to Shroomzy and Skarpskenko as they take us through the blow by blows, the action. Well, we get to see what's going to happen in the second game. Don't forget to put your votes in so we know what you think.
Yeah, so Error 404 definitely being the favorites in this best of 3 series by 68%. So let's see how it does play out. Shroomzy, what is your feeling with regards to the drafting?
So very interesting drafting coming out there from both teams. Error 404 going for a hit and run draft. I mean, they all have a lot of burst and mobility capability. So if they can go in, burst someone out, get back, go in, burst, get out, that is the playstyle they need to do. But they definitely need to watch out for the set capabilities coming out from Team Milan on the Guinevere. I mean, one ult with a follow-up being available can switch this whole game around. So I have to say, in this regard, I would definitely favor Error 404's team. I don't know, Albert, you.
Yeah, well, look, I am going to go with the side of Error 404. Malice, well, there's your hug. A live shout out for you, Mr. Steve. But nonetheless, we are into the first match. Benedetta up against CC in the bot lane. This is going to be a very... both side lanes, right? The Clint, Granger, Benedetta and CC, very interesting matchups in the side lanes. However, we will see Error 404 going for that Litho. Which hasn't spawned up. Has spawned up? No, not yet.
Already been taken down.
My bad, I was reading the live chat. But nonetheless, Zushin onto Fury with the Clint, and the Clint is taken down. First blood going to Average Joe with the Granger as the Desunara does slap him.
Definitely. I mean, the Litho is in this meta patch a very good game changer. We do see Team Millen going in for the combo. The Purify gets committed and he gets taken down. Grip Reaper already in a lot of danger here, and he's going to get bursted down. Deleted? No, he survives because Gatto is a tanky boy.
Yeah, we do know that. But Grip Reaper just popping that Revitalize at the right time, allowing him to go out. But the first turtle of this match will spawn up right now. Ironhide awakened. How ironic. You've got Megatron in the gold lane and the turtle is called Ironhide. Very interesting. Lol, fun fact. Transformers in the house!
But I have to say, mega mistake coming out from the side of PCR. Grip Reaper not having roam boots. So that's already a massive mistake. He's only level 2 in this first turtle of the match. This might be a game changer they are looking for. Ecliptic Blades with a Petrify coming in. So CC's into the mix. There's a lot of damage being dealt. Grip Reaper also gets taken down. That's a 2-for-nothing exchange with the turtle going to the side of Error 404.
Loki just currently showing why Zushin should be a permaban hero. I mean, especially if you're going into the jungle rotations, especially in those close positions, we call it the death trap moments, getting displaced and allowing the team to follow up. So at the 3-minute mark, Error 404 has a 4-kill advantage as well as a 3.2k gold lead.
Benedetta once again trying to go for that lane cut, but did not successfully cut the lane, and there's a massive XP that she just lost. But once again, doing the full rotation up to the gold lane. They're onto Fury on the Clint. Will they get him down the... Butterfly Lantern and Ecliptic Blades into the mix. That's another taken down. And that's Kira with a beautiful feathered airstrike. But after all, Granger dishing a lot of damage securing that kill. So that's another 2 kills going to the side of Error 404.
Yeah, it seems like, I don't know what PCR is doing at this point in stage, but it seems like they are trying to feed Error 404 so early on, as we do see T. Mullen gets that combo onto Granger, and Average Joe is taken down, allowing Guinevere to escape. Oh, Lancelot will go for the Guinevere. Will we see that set? Yes! Kaori with the Lancelot getting a killing spree as Guinevere is taken down. Leave my marksman alone!
But I have to say, I love seeing the Lancelot once again. I mean, Lancelot has a best outplays moment. As I said, that he's going onto Fury, getting him almost to one shot. But after all, Grip Reaper just helping his teammates survive. But they're not done yet. Loki with the Butterfly Lantern onto Clint. Fury gets taken down by the team. And they're not done yet. Once again, going on to that Gattu. Gattu's still not level 4 without her own boost. Mid lane, Ecliptic Blades onto 2. Gets the first kill. CC very low as she did fall back. So, Error 4 once again going for the full damage. Haha, Guinevere with a full combo as she camps into that bush.
What do you think of Shroomsy laughing before something happens? Nonetheless, we do see the displacement from Zushin coming on to the Duke. Cici, will she be taken down as she gets slammed against that wall between the turret and the bush? Second turtle going, or second Ironhide going in favor of Error 404. Cici, the Duke, just keeping out of harm's way as we do see the minions onto the tier 1 turrets. Chat, everyone was saying the Clint wins the battle against the Granger, but at this point of stage, Granger has the overhand to Clint. So if we look at the builds for a quick second there, teams has full items so far, but Zushin going for that Skype. So, Avatar of Guardian not landing onto its mark. Granger with the place onto Gatagacha. Oh, Loki with the Zushin with a killing spree onto the Gatagacha. That tier 1 turret is so close to being taken down.
Beautiful. I'm loving the item builds coming out. I mean, Zushin already having good early game lead and securing that early game Sky Piercer just to help them in the battle. Overall, as we head into the 6-minute mark, there's already a 5.4k gold lead in favor of Error 44. Once again, Millen is onto that Granger. Purify being committed, and Millen gets taken down in response. They definitely need to watch out for the Purifiers in Error 44's arsenal.
Yeah, that is true. Double kill coming in for Average Joe. As the Clint is taken down, will we see a triple kill? Will they allow it? No! Loki gets the mega kill onto Gacha, as we will see this tier 1 turret taken down in the top lane.
So I have to say, Lance having some Kyrie moments here on that Lancelot. The zing, 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 dead.
Sorry, Damascus, we thank you for the support in the chat. It was teamwork between MSA and Waylander Gaming as we do go into this next Ironhide battle. Avatar of Guardian does land onto 2. The Guinevere gets the combo as well, and Florin has been taken down. So it's a 1-for-0 exchange in favor of PCR, as that's another tier 1 turret taken down in the bot lane. So Error 44 has the map advantage, all tier 1 turrets taken down, and the third and final turtle going in favor of Error 404.
Beautiful gameplay thus far. They definitely using this dashes and burst and chase capability to their potential, securing a lot of farm in the early game, and also taking down all the tier 1 turrets in the match. I mean, that's a massive lead. If you lose that mid tier 1 turret, that's already the whole jungle opened up. Then you need to start worrying, where are they in your jungle? Because they can be in any bush without you even knowing it.
Well, that is true. Ladies and gentlemen, before the next match starts, the full intro will be up and running for you so that you can watch that artwork. So, at the 8-minute mark, just past the 8-minute mark, we do see Error 404 has the 11 kills advantage. Oh, the feathered airstrike coming in from Faza, catches the Florin out of position. Oh, Ecliptic Blade coming in from Benedetto, and that is a 1-for-1 exchange. Oh, Lancelot going into the backline gets the Faza. So that's a 2-for-1 exchange. Error 404, the Granger has a battle onto Clint. Will we see that Desunora? No, not yet. Zushin into the mix, trying to get that displacement. Yes, sir! Zushin gets the monster kill onto Clint. That's a 3-for-1 exchange in favor of Error 404.
Beautiful plays this far. And while that is happening, Lance is just having free farm here on the CC. We will see another zing, 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 but not getting the kills. Unfortunately.
So, it's at the 9-minute mark. This seems like this could be a quick match in favor of Error 404. Gacha just sacrificing a lot at this point of stage, not going for that roam boot still. I mean, look, if we want to talk about that error, I had the same error with the curtain show. I mean, I only bought my roam boots after 5 minutes, and what a hiding did you not give me with that Minotaur. But nonetheless, we are back in the action here. The first Lord has spawned up. Error 404 should have this Lord comfortably in their favor.
Definitely. I mean, the mid Holy Shield is already cracked. So they might be looking to crack another shield before they go for this turtle. They're already in position here with Loki. He goes onto that Gatu, just throwing the butterfly lantern just to poke around. While Kauri is just zoning out. Kiro in a lot of danger, gets taken down. Merlin onto that Loki with the Zushin. Gets a knock up. Florin commits ultimate, saves the teammates. Gets into the mix. Avatar of Guardian landing. Ecliptic Blades onto 2. That's a lot of damage. 1 kill, 2 kill. Kauri just securing the game. So that's a triple kill going to Zushin.
Yeah, just keep an eye out on the CC there. She's going for that split push, getting the minion waves through. However, Error 404 should have the minion waves to take these tier 3 turrets down. Feathered airstrike coming in from Faza, using defensively, but not allowing for the team to take any damage just yet, as we do see Error 404 storm in on the base. The Lord is onto the Nexus. This should be game set match. Oh ho ho! Clint gets a kill onto Florin. However, Lancelot does get the return kill. That's currently a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Error 404. That's a double kill for the Zushin. But look at this defense coming in from PCO. How did the Nexus not fall in that engagement? Crazy stuff. Oh, you shouldn't go into the Granger like that.
Oh, beautiful engagement. We do see Ecliptic Blades onto that far side, but she runs away and gives Error 404 the victory. Our first game of the MSA Cup going in a 2-0 clean sweep fashion in the hands of Error 404.
And Loki just taking up the MVP once more. So the Mage picking up MVP in both matches for the side of Error 404. What a beginning of the MSA Cup evening. This is the first evening of the MSA Cup. The official first match has been concluded, going, well, quite dominantly to Error 404. So I'm going to hand you over to Way and Lotus quickly, as they will give you their thoughts on the first match before we head into the next lobby.
Go ahead, Lotus. Go ahead.
The thing is, PCR made a lot of mistakes, especially with when Solid went to go to that bottom lane split push, but you don't split push when your entire team is dead and the enemy team is busy taking down all of your inhibitor turrets. It costs a lot of unnecessary sacrifices, this even with Grip Reaper and not taking their own boots.
That is true. That is very, very true. But, well, it's live and learn. That's how life goes. You get knocked down, you get yourself back up once more. But overall, I would say this was quite a strong performance from Error 404. They have definitely put down a marker for the rest of the teams in their group. They're going to have to take special note of them. Go and do your homework on the players. Get a strategy up and running, because they look like to, with this performance, could potentially be the front runners in the group. But we will be heading on to the second game in their group very, very shortly. That's going to be, who's we have up next? We do have 3 games to go.
Renegades versus Akatsuki.
Ooh, Renegade squad up against Akatsuki. That is going to be a very, very tasty match. I'm sure all of you here on the panel are quite looking forward to that one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Akatsuki, I'm looking to see what the rebranded, renamed, restarted NWO will bring us this season.
Yeah, indeed. So Way, you and Lotus will have the pleasure, to cast the second match. Me and Shroomsy will do the drafting. So in the meantime, while we wait for the next lobby to be started, we will have that intro up and running for you, and we will be back shortly.
Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grabbing this retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Pay for their disease. Rage is like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Rage is like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Pay for their disease. Rage is like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Rage is like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for their disease. Rage is like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for fantasy. Rage is like a weed. Feed like a disease. Bring them to their knees. No pain for fantasy. Rage is like a weed. Spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for fantasy. Rage is like a weed. Feed like a disease. Bring them to their knees. No pain for fantasy. Rage is like a weed. Spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the stream. Sorry for that long wait. The schedules is set out to a specific time just to give everyone a break and a rest and, get those refreshments up and running. And as well as to allow the viewers to go get your popcorn popped, So, Lotus, if you can just go again, give the go-ahead in the chat that the streamers are ready and we can jump in to the drafting phase right off the bat and not allow anyone to wait. So, next matchup, it is Renegades up against Akatsuki. So, very interested to see how Renegades are going to fare off. We haven't featured them before, so very curious to see how they do and how, as soon as he said, how Akatsuki's formerly known as NWO, how their new team is going to play off. So into the drafting phase we go. Now, for me, it's me, and for us at the drafting phase, it's me and Shrimsy. And each stream, there needs to be a Christopher moment. So, Renegades batting out the floor, and that's the first bat, that hero that can give sustainability.
I mean, maybe they watched the first match realizing how well Autumn did on that floor and to ban her out, don't make the same mistake. as Akatsuki responds with that blue ban. I mean, that split. I mean, yeah, it's a squishy's nightmare.
Chivalry is dead.
Well, that is true, as we do see Clint is the next ban for the side of Renegade. I'm wondering, obviously there's no footage on Renegade on our channel, but obviously there is footage on NWO and Akatsuki as well. So I'm wondering if Renegade they do their homework, as we do see Akatsuki banning out Kimmy and Zetian with a response from Renegade.
So, I mean, Clint ban is interesting. I mean, you don't see Clint ever getting banned out in the 5-man scene, in the first phase at least. But Akatsuki sticking to what they know, banning out the Kalia. I mean, Kalia had a massive nerf the last while, but still a very, very good hero, as Kami picks up the first pick, picking up that Ruby. As you know, after that latest buff, Ruby's lifesteal went up to 30%. She's a menace.
True love.
20%, sorry.
Yeah, as we do see Akiro picking up Granger and Leland VZ picking up Camilla. However, Renegade not waiting and not allowing that 50 seconds to count down, as we see Beatrix JK, or shall we say Beatrix Joke, picking up YSS and Deadpool.
He's ready to go.
Picking up the aerosol.
Death Jackal. Interesting. So I've faced Renegades a few times in the 5-man rank, and I have to say they're not bad at all. They have a few killer plays, but there's some of these members, maybe they're name changes or new members in the squad that I haven't seen yet. But Akatsuki picking up that Badang. So that's a beautiful setup combination with the Carmilla Badang, but they definitely need to follow up with another very good mage pick, a long-range mage, maybe like a Farsa or something like that would work.
As we do see, Akatsuki does remove Zushin from this match, and Renegade responding with the Ling ban. We know that is Mr. Waylander's favorite hero, but nonetheless, Leon with the final ban for the side of Akatsuki. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first match in this best-of-3 series between Akatsuki versus Renegade. Very interested to see how both teams does fare. I mean, there's a lot to take in, there's a lot to take note of, and obviously MSA is not a short tournament, so there's a lot of content, a lot of featuring, and a lot of matches that will take place, as we do see Akatsuki bans out the Atlas. So no fatal links for the side of Renegade, and Renegade responds with the Haya Busa.
So overall, good bans. I mean, Akatsuki's always been a favorite to ban that Atlas ever since we started playing against them. I mean, they hate the Atlas Fatal Links combination. I mean, currently with that Ruby into the YSS, it is a good hero to pick up, and it might even counter their whole team. So good ban overall, as they do pick up the Vexana. So as you know, that Vexana Carmilla combination is quite deadly. It's like infinite stun for 3 seconds, one shot if you throw the full combination. So good plays coming out, drafts coming out from Akatsuki, as Renegades will now respond with maybe the Kufra.
And the Kadita. I saw the troll in the chat. Well, it was on the Immortal Order chat, if I'm not mistaken. Buff the Kadita. Nerve 1-1. Do this. Nerve 1-1. But Derby C and Didi picking up the Lolita. Just waiting on Aros Dosse. And he decides to go with the Kadita. So Akatsuki with a final pick. Oh, and not even waiting, as the Alpha is picked up to Akatsuki. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your votes in for this first match. Who will take the first W? Yeah, I see Renegade picking up a lot of love here. So Renegade squad being the favorites by 56%. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be jumping into the first match in the next, 8 seconds. We will be handing you over to Waylander and Lotus, who will be taking you through the blow-by-blow casting of this match. Shroomzy, before we hand over to them, what do you think of this draft? Which side are you favoring with regards to draft?
So overall, if I have to look at the generic draft, I am favoring Akatsuki's draft. But Lolita, counters 3/4 of their team. So that Lolita pick was clutch, and that might be the game changers or how you play. They have the Kadita for pick off, YSS for diving, good overall for Renegades. So I don't know. I would say I would favor the Lolita pick to win this match.
Yeah, so as we hand you over to Waylander and Lotus, 70% of the match is won by your drafting phase.
Yeah, so welcome to the stream, everybody. I hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday evening as we get into this first of a best of 3 Renegade squad up against Akatsuki, who will be taking the victory. Who's going to draw first blood between these two teams? What are your thoughts, Lotus, on what's happening so far?
So right now we did see the two teams going on the same side of the buff, but after the drafting phase, I understand Scarp and Shroomsy's opinion on these teams, and with a Yi-Sun Shin into the mix, it just makes the game a lot more difficult for the enemy team. However, the Litho does go to Akatsuki.
Yeah, the Litho is something that is, as of the recent updates, hotly contested. There's a little bit of poke comes through from Yeon on that Vexana. Camilla has the stuns out. Oh, gets stunned up herself. Taking a bit of damage. Has to pop the Vengeance just to stay safe. So no Vengeance will be available for the next few seconds in the game. Kadita trying to find the angle to get a bit of a camp going. Oh, Iratel throws out the arrows, gets a bit of damage there. Let's do you into the mix. Lots of damage coming out. It's the Alpha into the mix. It's gonna be Lolita as a first blood, but the counter engage comes through from Renegade squad as they take down 3. It was a 3-for-1 exchange. Huge battle happening here in the gold lane.
That was actually beautiful. The Alpha managed to take down 1, and then teammates just came and got the revenge kill. However, we did see Bedang already rotating early to help the Vexana in the mid lane and making sure to get his farm as early as possible for this first hurdle of the game.
Yeah, it's gonna be the battle of the XP laners to see who's gonna get to that level 4 first. Yi-Sun Shin charging up the arrow there. We do have the Alpha just waiting patiently, wants to try to get an engage in. Yi-Sun Shin dumping back, manages to secure the gold crab. Bush check being done by the Vexana. We're setting up here for a big team fight. Iratel making the rotation towards the mid lane as Camilla frontlining for the team so far. Second skill comes out from the Lolita. Oh, but the first crack lands. Iratel walks straight into a first to the head. The continuation is on there. Yi-Sun Shin does manage to get that turtle. They're still fighting. It's going to be the cast blood into the Numenon blast. It's gonna be Kadita pops the ultimate. Somehow Bedang is still alive. Oh, he's gonna get CC'd up. Lolita with the jump in and knock onto the head as it is going to be a 2-for-2 exchange that the turtle did go. Oh, make that a 3-for-2 rotation there from the Granger, managing to get the pick-off kill.
So right now, 3 minutes into the game, and it's already 5-4 in the favor of Renegades, but they also have almost 1k gold lead so far.
Yeah, it was a very bloodthirsty match this, Lotus. 9 kills, 3 minutes.
Right now, they definitely want to make sure to get some dominating ground just to be able to make sure that the enemy team backs off, but both are still relatively equal. However, we do see Ruby and Bedang already at each other's hair here in the top lane.
Yeah, that is true. Lolita scouting out the bushes. Camilla was already camped out there. The roams just sort of dancing around one another, waiting for the potential to get a nice set. There's the Cursed Blood coming in, only catching onto one Spear of Alpha onto the Lolita. However, the counter engage is now on. It's Kadita, knock up onto 2. Numenon blast lands. There's the follow-up. Iratel taking down the backline. Somehow Granger manages to get away, but it's a 2-for-0 exchange. Iratel is quite low, so she's going to have to recall herself, so we won't expect to see too much crazy pressure being placed onto the gold lane turret.
However, the Vexana did beautifully with her passive, the Eternal Guard, managing to take down the Kadita.
Yeah, that is true. So we do have the Renegade squad picking up a 2-kill count to the goods. but the gold lead staying fairly even at this moment in time. Ruby has made the rotation. It is the second turtle for the match up and running, or as everyone likes to call it now, the iron side. Lolita into the back line there, wants to get a stun. Focusing there, it's going to be the Curse Blood coming out. Spear of Alpha comes through, secures the objective. However, the counter engages on Newman on Blast, does catch onto 2, but no one was there to follow. But Badang with the rotation, with the first crack. It is Kadita sent back to the base.
Beautiful play from the side of Akatsuki, and right now the teams are still just relatively even in gold, and kills just one difference so far. But we do see another engagement, maybe here poking in the bot lane with Granger onto this Aerithel.
Yeah, meanwhile, as we switch to the top lane, a bit of engagement onto the Ruby. But Lolita there just to keep everybody safe. The mage did make the rotation across. Camilla is in the bot lane. As Kadita seizes the opportunity to try to get this mid lane wave pushed in. Camilla moving in, use that enhanced second skill of hers just to scout out the bush. Does get knocked up by the Kadita. But right now they don't want to really go in for the Camilla. They're waiting for the squishies to show their face. It will be another minute before we know there's definitely going to be some action. Oh, stun comes out onto the Camilla. Badang goes in. Kadita has to pop that rough waves in order to use that defensively. There's a Cursed Blood coming out, but only onto one. Vengeance being popped. Luminon Blast also doesn't catch. Somehow Camilla manages to go away. There's the armor fended into the first crack. Oh my goodness, look at all this damage going on, but everybody's alive. Flicker's coming out, Spear of Alpha coming out, Marksman's rotating in, and Vexana's Mini-Lord, the Eternal Guardian, was just trying to chase down that Aerithel.
The fact that no one died during that entire fight, everyone was just poking, but no one wants to die right now because the next objective is up. However, Vexana gets taken down by Kadita and the Yisan Shin in one full swipe.
Yeah, that rough waves really is rough. Oh, Spear of Alpha comes out onto the Ruby, but Ruby so much as sustained the first crack underneath the turret as they even this kills count 1-1 overall across the map. But this would mean that a Renegade squad, they've got the opportunity to take a free Ironside, a free turtle, the third and final one for the game. But Akatsuki, they're trading this off. They're trading it for the top lane turret. I don't know. I prefer the top lane turret trade. But the jungle invade is going on. There's the Cursed Blood landing. There's nobody there to follow up with the damage. It managed to catch on to 3. And they're sort of sticking together. Want to keep that those links going. They're like, oh, we kind of like it. No damage, but we're all attached to one another. Oh, there's the first crack onto the wires. Yes, as the Spear of Alpha comes through. Ruby throws out the armor pendant. There's the rough waves, but it's only onto the Eternal Guardian from the Vexana that was used as a follow-up. So it's a 1-for-0 exchange going in the favor of Akatsuki, as they've now, with that trade-off, and this is the reason why I do love trade-offs, they've established for themselves almost a 2k gold lead.
That is true, and Granger managed to take this bottom lane turret. Right now, what matters the most in the game, as we all know, is just taking down the turrets. It doesn't matter how many kills you have, how many objectives you got. If you get the turrets are way more valuable than the turtle.
Oh, beautiful rough waves into the backline. However, it is going to be the Flicker that saves the Vexana. Took all that damage, survived, but now the Granger is taken down, so it's a 1-for-1 trade-off across the map. But as you were saying, Lotus, map control on the side of Akatsuki right now. Kill counts dead even. The gold lead was shrunk with that kill onto the Granger. And Aerithel does have the opportunity to try and take the first turret for Renegades. She's doing a lot of damage, but it's going to get chased down here. Camilla wants to go and gets the stun off. Alpha trying to find the angle to land that Spear of Alpha, but Lolita with the save. Beautifully done there by WCNDD.
However, first sword of the game is up in 4 seconds, and right now the Gata... No, it's a Badang. Getting just chased by the Sea Sunshine and Ruby. He's gonna have a difficult time trying to zone them away from the Lord for his team, but at least they arrive on time.
Yeah, stun comes out. There's the armor bandit onto the Badang. He throws out the second skill. First crack does land. There's the Numenon blast onto everybody. Eternal Guardian there's the follow-up. But look at the damage coming through. Alpha is sustaining through everything. He just ate them all alive. Picks up the double kill and has the opportunity to start this, the first Lord of the match. Kadita trying to go in. Wants to try to get the set for the rough waves. Uses it defensively, however.
And right now, he can't really go for Lord. This Lord with the new map is extremely tanky and has more damage from what I understand. However, Yon is taken down by Death Jackal. He's not getting really much of a break these days with a 1-2-8.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with the mage. You're one of the targets. You're always going to have a target on your back. Everyone is quite grouped up here in the mid lane bush for the side of Renegades squad. Akatsuki, they've spread out. They're using the Badang to try to find a beautiful angle there from Pain. So he knows that he's in position so that when this first objective starts, or when this major objective starts, he's gonna be in position. Alpha starting this turtle dance up as the teams are vying for control of the mid lane. Eridel split pushing on the other side. So Renegade using this opportunity to get some objectives achieved. Oh, Eridel takes the kill, and she get another double kill for her. My goodness, it's going to be a 4v3 situation. First crack comes in from the Badang. There's the Spear of Alpha. The rough waves. Numenon blast. Oh my goodness, look at this from the side of Renegade squad as they take down everybody.
Beautiful play from Renegades. And the thing was from the Carmilla, the Curse of Blood landed only onto one. And every time it manages to land onto more than one, no one is there to follow up.
Yes, that has been the case. So maybe it's a little bit of a communication issue. We know how important communication is in the 5-man scene. It is one of the most important factors, because it's not like when you're playing that you have unless you've been playing together for a very long time, you just have that synergy level so high that you know exactly when everyone's going to go in and what they're going to try to do. So practicing that allows you to layer your skills, get those combinations going. As we see the waves, the Renegade squad not opting to try and sync them up exactly. They are focusing here on the mid lane, allowing the Lord to push by his lonesome on the bot lane side.
What do you think Akatsuki can do to maybe get a good defense right now?
It all depends on whether they can land that combination. Like, see, the Avatar of Guardians already come out. The Lord is into the base. They should be able to defend this quite nicely. But it's getting that combination going. It's waiting for Camilla to initiate with that, or even Badang to initiate with the first crack, then layering it up with that Curse Blood. Oh, I'm offended onto 2. It's going to be the Curse Blood catching quite a few this time round. It's a 1-for-1 trade overall. Marksman for XP laner. And the minion managing to take down a tier 3 turret. So things looking a bit dangerous for the side of Akatsuki.
But right now they're making sure to get a good defense, and they know that if they lose now, they only have one more chance left if they want to go into a sudden death match. So they have to play extremely safely. However, the side of Renegades do have that map control right now, which makes it a lot more difficult.
Yes. And they're keeping the pressure up, though. This is the time in the game where you'd expect the teams to just freeze the lanes. Try and force Akatsuki out of the base, because Akatsuki, when you're in a losing situation, your strategies are more or less to stay within close proximity of one another, move either as a 4 or even 5-man, depending on how bad the situation is. You just need to prioritize the farm, going to one particular player, whoever is going to be your hard carry towards the late game. And soak up as much farm as you possibly can. Eridel has found an angle for herself, but that's a star shot there, scouting everybody out. Spear of Alpha does come in from the Alpha, but onto no one quite yet. There's the stun onto the Camilla. It's Eridel dishing out the damage. Curse Blood does land, but the Vengeance being popped, not enough to save. Ruby wants to go and frontline this, but we will expect to see the discipline come out from Renegade Squad as they know it's Lord time now. It is the second Lord of the game as YSS and Aerith are already in the mix. They're already moving towards this Lord. They want to secure this and secure first blood in this matchup. But let's see what will happen. Will they be able to end the game with this particular Lord? Can they get their waves synced up to crash in at the same time? Or will Akatsuki bring out a big defense? They do have the tools to do this. But let's see what happens.
Right now we do see Badang wanting to camp here in the top lane. Might be initiating on this East on Shin, we don't know. However, the side of Renegades, they're also making sure to camp out, wanting to catch Akatsuki in the sweet spaces.
Yeah.
With Lord marching down the bot lane.
So Lord once more in the bot lane. Mid lane has been cleared. Waves not exactly synced up, though we will see two of them crashing more or less at the same time. Ruby wants to go in, lands the armor pendant onto the Badang. Badang has to flicker back. There's the Cursed Blood combination into the Eternal Guardian, but no one's been taken down. Lord allowed to freely march inside here, should be able to be defended quite nicely. Camilla zoning everybody away, making sure the team has the space to do so. And well, this is why wave syncing is such an important thing in the game. There's the Lolita wants to go in. There's a knock-up Spear of Alpha pulling the Lolita back. But nobody has fallen just yet. The waves have been cleared. Oh, there's a Camilla going down. Ruby frontlining once more. Killing spree for the YSS. Badang goes in with the first crack. It's going to be a double kill for the YSS. No minions in here, but the Renegade Squad, they don't seem to care. They're like, we don't care about the minions. We're just going to try and kill you under the base.
That is true, and right now they're seriously gonna try to pressure, especially in this mid lane, get all the minions that they want to get, and if they can finish as quickly as possible, they will do so.
Yeah, there's the opportunity to lock on here. The base is wide open, as this should be first blood goes the way of Renegade Squad. We're gonna be heading now into the next phase of this matchup here. I'm just gonna keep the statistics up and running for just for a second before we transition into, well, everybody's or at least my team's very, very beautiful and handsome faces here, and you get to see who you want to simp on first. So we will
Otis can't have a handsome face.
I said beautiful and handsome faces.
So what a first match. Renegade definitely putting the screws on the wheels on that trolley, and the bus goes round and round. So very curious, is Akatsuki going to bring this one back and take us into a sudden death match? That is a big question. And I'm wondering, is Chuan going to join and sub in for his team?
Well, as the teams are in the lobby, there'll be any potential swaps or substitutions should be happening right now. We're going to be waiting for the players to ready up. But Renegade Squad showing what they're capable of. We haven't featured them much on stream previously. Like I said, I do know a few players from the squad. Like Kami, for instance. I think may still be on my friends list. So the names on Renegade familiar, but not so familiar to the five-man scene. However, showing does not mean that because we don't play in the tournaments, we don't know how to play as a five-man. So doing an excellent job here. It's Akatsuki making a couple of subs already. Big boy into the mix as everyone readies up, and we will get to see very, very shortly what will be happening. Will Renegade Squad take this in clean sweep fashion 2-0? Will Akatsuki take us into the sudden death round?
Yeah, I do see the viewers is shouting for Truan to come and join in for his squad here. But yeah, this is all going to come down if he is going to join or not. But nonetheless, very excited for the second match. And I have to say thank you and welcome to Renegade, to, well, the Waylander gaming community. Thank you for joining the MSA Cup.
So, I mean, overall, it does see Hova is in the lobby, as his new name is Orochimaru. So, is this the game changer that Akatsuki needs just to secure the second game? Or will Renegades once again show us the dominance performance they did thus far? That's the question, though.
As we head into the drafting phase, Yuan with the first ban for the side of Akatsuki, banning out Glue, so no split for the side of Renegade just yet. But Renegade going for the Florin ban once more. It seems like Renegade doesn't like playing against Florins.
I mean, Florin is a very good hero overall. That global heal capabilities just sets up so much in the drafting phase for your team. I mean, it did work out the first game that we did see of Era 404 dominating. So, I mean, it's a scary hero even after the latest nerf. But nonetheless, Timmy getting banned out from Akatsuki and Zetian getting banned out from the side of Renegade. So, I mean, Zetian not seeing the light of day in this patch. I mean, she's a menace.
As Renegade responds with a Clint ban. Oh, definitely also, it seems like there's not a lot of love for Clint these days. But Yon with the first pick for the side of Akatsuki. Will he take the first pick or will he swap out?
It all comes down to the comfort picks. I mean, if you have a comfort meta, now's the time to throw. There's a lot of meta picks still being left open in this draft phase. Lapu's open, YZ's open, Ruby's open, Badang. The list is endless. You don't even go to the majors. I mean, we did see Eve also having a dominating game. And Eve gets picked up as the first pick for Akatsuki.
As you mentioned, it gets picked up. But the team's definitely utilizing the 50 seconds. They did realize that the 50 seconds are in there for the picks and the bans. So, let's check the votes at this point in stage. Renegade squad still the favorites, but only by 2%. So, a lot of love coming in for Akatsuki. Never mind, that just changed up to for viewers. Make your pick. Stop swapping votes. As we do see, Renegade does pick up the Hanzo and the Harith, the double H's.
I mean, Hanzo very, very good. Even after the nerf on that ultimate of his. I mean, if you can't deal with him, he's going to just burst down and bite at all your enemies with that ninja form of his. He's really a menace. And I mean, doesn't look like we're going to see a 1-man after the 17,000 nerfs of her. As you did mention previously, I mean, Lance is OP in this patch, nerf 1-1. Lapu is OP, no, nerf 1-1. So I don't think we're going to see a 1-1 this game.
No, as we do see, Pain does pick up the Folius and Akudo, showing us Moskov. Will it be the Moskov though? Yes, sir. That does seal the deal.
Moskov is a very good pick into Hanzo. I mean, if Hanzo, you melt down his shadow, you can just spear off destruction into his real body and then just secure that easy kill. It's like picking up a Xavier as well. You need something with that chase potential to lock down onto that Hanzo.
Yeah, that is true. As we see Kami picking up Lucas. So that would be Lucas in the XP lane. And Lucas also receiving a nerve, but his abilities. Well, that what's that bar that you need to stack up, taking a little bit longer. So not very nice to play with the Lucas, but it does take quite a bit to get your power ups on your Unleash the Beast. But nonetheless, Hayabusa getting removed from the equation from the side of Renegade.
I mean, Carmilla also being banned out, so they decided they're not going to pick it, they'd rather ban it out. But I have to say, Lucas on the XP lane, it's been a while since we saw him on the XP lane. As you know, he had that massive nerf, and I think Lucas is not as good as he used to be, because that bar, it's a massive, you can do one team fight every second time. So you need to definitely play around that bar, but overall, good draft coming out from both teams. They definitely need to start focusing on that jungle pick, because Akatsuki still needs the jungle. Alpha's open. There's still a lot of junglers. Ling is seeing love. Lance is there. But the question is, what is Akatsuki going to focus on?
Yeah, that is true. I mean, it's all batting out the family. So Big Boy with the final ban for the side of Akatsuki. But before I stop, Kalia getting banned out from the side of Akatsuki. So WC and DD showing us Kufra. Will Kufra get picked up from the side of Renegade? Angelic Fury, here's my question. Here we cloud, here we go. What is that? What's the cloud all about?
I mean, Kufra's not a bad pick. Kufra's one of those picks. You pick it so it doesn't get picked against you. I mean, if you can't ban it, rather pick it than have it. I mean, they have a lot of dash heroes, so one Kufra can knock out their entire team fight.
Yeah, but it seems like a Derby C and DD is going to go for the Akai. Yes, that is set Akai into the mix for the side of Renegade. That full spin, right, to pin heroes against the wall or to allow your team to escape. It's Akai. I have a lot of love for Akai, but nonetheless, the captain for the side of Akatsuki showing us Chip. My question is, will it be Chip? No, will it be his favorite heal though?
He might go for the Minotaur. I mean, he loves playing the Minotaur. As I said that, he does pick up the Minotaur, and Big Boy going for that Lance. So the Kufra pick would have been the right choice there. But nonetheless, Arrows Dose with the final pick for Renegades.
You just had to bring in the accent. It didn't. You couldn't help yourself.
I couldn't help myself, bro. But the question is, they definitely need a mage, unless they're going to play the Aerith in the mid lane. They definitely need a mage that can do a little bit more stun based. So maybe Vixana or Aurora is not a bad pick. So it all depends. Are they going to put the Aerith in the middle of gold?
It will be Harris in the gold lane as we see Oros Dose picking up the Xavier. So dawning lights in favor of the side of Renegade. Look, everyone needs to respect the Xavier, especially late game when his ultimate comes in play. He can do a lot of damage. But nonetheless, a lot of love coming in for Akatsuki in the chat at this point of stage, and also standing up for Angelic Fury, even though I told her, I understood the objective there. But nonetheless, Shrimsy, which side of the draft are you favoring into the?
So I have to say, I would definitely favor Akatsuki's draft. Renegade's draft is a bit chaotic. There's not a set objective. There's no split push, not full team fight. They're trying to out mobility the enemy team, maybe get a pick off or two. So if Akatsuki plays this right, they will definitely take this start. But it all comes down to skill and discipline.
Ladies and gentlemen, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We would appreciate the support. But however, back to the one, the only, Mr. Waylander, and joined by Lotus in the coast.
So welcome back to the stream, everybody, as we're heading into the matchup. This is the second game, Renegades up against Akatsuki. It is Renegades having drawn first blood. Very, very interesting drafts going into this match here. I'm quite interested to see how things are going to turn out, as the two teams are going to be vying for it. Some substitutions coming through from the side of Akatsuki as they hope to translate this into a bit of dominance. We do have an interesting pick here with the Hanzo. Don't often get to see a Hanzo being picked up in the 5-man, but Renegades wants to go for it. Ooh, there's Minotaur there trying to stop him from taking that Little Wanderer. Has to use the Retribution and then slowed down a little bit by the Eve.
So both teams, as you guys mentioned, do have some weird compositions. However, I like the compositions always with the ones with anti-CC, because you can just do a lot more, especially when Xavier is in the mix, and his first skill or second skill, where he can just stun and slow the enemy, is extremely annoying to deal with as a mage.
Yeah, but I think it's a lot of it's gonna come down to this the Minnow into the Eve's ultimate there. Oh, there's the engagement here. Speaking of Minnow's trying to get away past that flicker, trying to escape the damage coming through from this Hanzo. Hanzo trying to chase him down. It's first blood going the way of Renegade squad.
So right now they definitely want to keep up that dominance, and first turtle is up and running, but we do see Lancelot already at the scene. However, the side of Renegades, they're just chilling it out, making sure to get that level 5 before going for the turtle.
Yeah, with the zoning coming through here, beautifully done by Pain on the Phobius. He's got that Super Mario jump. He's engaging in onto everybody. Akai manages to escape. They want to chase down the Lucas as well. Real world manipulation comes out. It's the Spear of Destruction. It does hit. There's a kill on the board for the side of Akatsuki. They've evened it up and managed to take a turret. They wanted to, take the turtle. Looks like they want to chase down this Hanzo. He is caught in a little bit of a hard place. Oh, Mano scouting out in the bushes there. Goes in for a dash. But there's Hanzo. He's got the ultimate. He wants to continue, but he's going to get taken down very, very quickly in that demon form. Akai in the mix to try to block. Oh, look at that from the lads. Does he have the second skill to finish the job? Yes, he does. Big boy with the kill. Big plays coming through from the Lancelot, getting that chase down kill across the jungle.
However, the Moskov is right now leaving his lane a little too much. Harith managed to take down almost the entire golden shield of this top lane first tier turret. He's farming quite nicely right now and might be a pain later on if not kept in check.
Yes. That is definitely true. Because you don't want your marksmen to get fed too quickly. There's Minnow once more. Scouting out this Hanzo 2-1 in the favor of Akatsuki right now. But Harith, he's not the easiest of heroes to deal with on the gold lane. However, Akuto doing a decent job here on the Moscow, staying safe, waiting for his power spikes. Minnow being poked down a little bit, has to make the rotation towards the mid lane. Continuation of the poke there by Akai. Akai has a decent amount of damage for a tank, which is quite strange. Meanwhile, jungle invade going on here. Retribution battle comes out for Phobius, trying to front line for his team. There's the Minnow with the Minoan Fury. Doesn't manage to land the full combination onto anyone there. So no Minoan Fury as we head into the second turtle of the game. Lancelot has been scouted out. The knock up there from Minnow once more onto the Akai. He's going to have to recall. As Harith's trying to find the angle, the same with the Hanzo. He wants to pop that ultimate, he wants to contest for this objective. He's going in there onto the Moskov. The pushback is in. They manage to take down his body. The Dawning Light comes through from Xavier, just not enough damage, and that's going to be a big boy on that Lancelot, securing the objective for his team.
Lancelot did beautifully with taking down the turtle, but Hanzo could have just shown a little bit more patience before throwing in his ult. Just letting Turtle get a little bit lower, and instead of focusing on getting on the Lancelot, go for the Turtle, steal it, get out.
Yeah. Well, I suppose you wanted to get a bit of poke damage in there. Timing is always important, but you need a little bit of vision to know when to use that particular skill. Minotaur doing a very good job putting pressure here onto the jungle of Renegade squad, just to keep that Hanzo honest. It's one of the strategies you use to deal with him. Hanzo does come with that ultimate. It's on to the Phobius. He pops the Vengeance, walks off the damage, and gets healed back up. There's the Dawning Light coming through from the Xavier. Real world manipulation lands. A flicker comes out from the Xavier. Mid lane turret being pressured in here as Akatsuki have switched gears in this particular match.
Right now the Lucas is also just making sure to put pressure on his lane before rotating. However, Harith managed to get Akuto to low health, but Minoan Fury on takes down the Harith, and Akuto walks away with barely a sliver of health.
Yeah, 1 HP escapes. Has the opportunity to push this turret, leaving Lance to do that. There's the Akai, he's into the mix. He's going to try and focus the minions. Lance has to be very careful. Oh, meanwhile, there's a kill on the bot lane as Renegade squad have made the rotation off towards the Phobius. They managed to pick him off. They want to put return pressure onto the map. It's just Minnow trying to get the defense. They do have the opportunity to take the turret. Opting against it, wants to be a little bit cautious. Dawning Light comes through from the Xavier, just hoping to protect this mid lane. It's a battle of the turrets, battle of map control from these two teams right now. There's the real world manipulation coming up, but Akai manages to dash to safety. However, Lucas goes in. Flicker comes through from the Eve. Nice repositioning. Meanwhile, they do get a pick-off kill onto that Moskov. and Hanzo somehow, some way, still managing to stay alive.
However, Eve really wanted to go just to be able to get a snipe, but Harith was at least there to at least keep vision for his jungler and to protect him. However, the last turtle of the game is up right now. Derby CNDD and Eris Dase is already on the way here. Both teams are just making sure to poke each other, trying to get that control over the turtle, but it's a bit of a struggle right now. Hanzo and Lance are already here in the mid lane battling it out.
Yeah, Kai and Xavier onto the Eve. Heavy spin comes out from the Kai, can't manage to pin the Eve down. So there's no heavy spin going to be available. Hanzo uses the ultimate to clear the wave. There's the engagement here. It's Moskov putting out the damage there, but takes a little bit himself. There throws out the Spear of Destruction. Manoa and Fury into the mix. Didn't manage to catch on to everybody as there was a couple of flickers expended just to get the repositioning done. Lance, he wants to try and chase down this Hanzo, but Hanzo's immune to all the damage right now as Lance is waiting to try and set that skill. Wants to go in second skills into the bush, but nice repositioning from the team as a stun comes through from the Xavier. This dance is happening so long that the Lord has, the turtle has turned into Lord.
That is true. However, Harith is also making sure to poke the team Hanzo already in with the ult, but not committing right now.
Yeah. Oh, Lance does get the kill. I mean, Xavier does get the kill onto the Lancelot. Both of them dying together. A little bit of a suicide
Lucas
mission under the
already
turret.
That is true, and Lucas accidentally wasted his ult wanting to save the Xavier. But now Unleash the Beast is gone, and as Shroomsy mentioned earlier, it takes now forever for his ult to come back.
Yeah, that is true. Oh, there's gonna be the knock up here by the Minotaur. Commits that Minoan Fury onto the Hanzo. Hanzo using his ultimate to try to escape all the damage. What's to do? Oh, turns around, engaging onto the Eve. Eve forced back away. There's the Lucas coming in to do the frontline damage, or to soak up the damage. Spear of Destruction comes through from the Moskov, but I don't think he's going to use that just yet to try and engage, because it's a bit of a dangerous situation. Both teams trying to find the right space. Oh, there's the Zabun Force coming out from the Harith, manages to escape the attentions of the Lancelot, as we see the Hanzo back into the mix. He's doing so much damage right now.
However, he is doing the damage to the tanky boys of the team, and Assassin focusing on the tanks doesn't do much damage. However, Derby CND in some trouble, gets taken down by a big boy.
Yeah, he went in heavy spin. No one was there to follow up. But we do see this Hanzo going in and dishing out the damage. Gets the return kill, but there's a real world manipulation. There's no flicker available for the Xavier, but he manages to walk it off. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, we're gonna see Lucas up against the Phobius. Lancelot comes in, dishes out that final bit of damage, manages to keep the team safe. But the map pressure is on. Hanzo is into the mix. He's trying to chase down this Eve. Eaten up underneath the turret. Tier 2 turret. Spear of Destruction just slightly off the mark as Harith wants to continue the push, apply the pressure, but the team will be trying to get themselves all ready. It is the Lord time. The Lord has been up for quite a while. Harith continuing with the push. There's the engagement onto the Phobius here as he is hitting that ultimate. The heavy spin, beautifully trapping him against the wall. It's going to be the Vengeance keeping him alive, but Hanzo unstoppable there. The chase is on. Zabun Force comes out. Harith into the question as well. The pressure is on. A good couple of kills. Lance tried to achieve an objective for the team by pushing in the mid lane, but the defense was there. Are we gonna see the side of Renegade squad go for his Lord? I think Hanzo is saying, right, you know what, guys, it's time. We've got the map control as best we can. We will try and seize the mid lane turrets and everything shortly. But let's get the bulls up and running, because this should be an uncontested Lord going the side of Renegade squad.
Right now there's another poke going here on in the mid lane, and the Lancelot is just dancing around everyone. Hanzo also wasted his ult, not managing to get any pokes done. Almost 12 minutes into the game, 7-9 in the favor of Akatsuki. Also, Akatsuki does have around 2k gold lead.
Yeah. So, things are looking very, very good here for the Renegade squad. They're using that Hanzo very well to their advantage. He's engaging onto the Minotaur. Minotaur manages to heal up, pops that Minoan Fury, but will get taken down as it's the Harith with the kill. There's the engagement. Lucas in a 2v1 situation, trying to get onto the Lancelot. Lancelot uses that ultimate of his fast fingers from Big Boy, manages to escape. There's the heavy spin coming through, but Phobius, he eats up all that damage. He's trying to take everybody on. Is in a 4v1 situation. Finally, they managed to take down that tanky Phobius, and this should be a bit more map control going the way of the Renegade squad.
Right now, they're just playing extremely beautifully, and Hanzo once again taking down this Moskov. Oh, it's not an easy match right now for them, and Lancelot is just once again dancing around the map, escaping and evading damage while still dealing it. Hanzo once again onto Minotaur. Minoan Fury comes out, does not get taken down. Eve saves him just in time.
Lance trying to find the right angle, goes on a killing spree, but he's going to get caught out. Seven Force comes through. Second skill, beautifully done by the Lance. However, Lucas is chasing him. Second skill again from the Lance. Is he going to escape? No, it's a shutdown for the Lucas, taking out the Lancelot there.
Beautiful play, and right now they're definitely gonna put pressure here on this top lane, and the minions are barging down this bottom lane. Next objective is up in 50 seconds. Right now the teams are playing beautifully and trying to be as defensive as possible, while this red team is trying to be as offensive as possible. Minotaur is in a 4v1 situation right now.
Yeah, it's going to be slowed down, caught out, picked off very, very quickly. This is going to be a little bit of a tough contest. Things aren't too bad right now at this moment in time for the side of Akatsuki. They have lost the mid lane turret, but the map control is fairly okay. So we're getting that combinations going and not being picked off before objectives. But look at this 4-1 split going from the side of Renegade squad. They're allowing the Harith to split push, but there's Phobius. Harith, I don't think he wants to stick around when there's a Phobius in the mix here. Hanzo commits the ultimate. There's the chase on to the Xavier escaping with a 1 HP kill, but Harith, he's dancing around. Seven Force coming in there. Can he get the kill? No, he's taken down. Phobius and Moskov take him down just before this objective. However, Hanzo wants to try to do something. He's engaging onto Orochimaru, has to pop that Minoan Fury to try to keep himself alive, but Hanzo, he's relentless, almost taking him down, but there's the hunt on from the team. Real world manipulation comes in. It's going to be the engagement. They managed to shut down the Hanzo. Lucas trying to get his way into the backline, but he's in a 3v1 situation, pops the vengeance, make that 4, Akai with the heavy spin, trying to zone away, Big Boy into the mix here, could this be the changing point? Dawning Light takes down the Moskov in the back, but this could be the moment in time for Akatsuki. They have the opportunity to try and take this Lord. There's no jungle available. Big Boy there on the Lancelot, just focusing on his objective, allowing his frontliners to frontline. Dawning Light comes through once more, but there's nothing to be done for that Phobius, knocking up, tanking the damage, but it's going to be all hands to retreat for the side of Akatsuki, as they will hope to use this Lord to great effect and even out the map control, maybe even take down some tier 3 turrets. But let's get to see what happens as the Lord spawns up on the bottom side.
So right now, 16 minutes into the match, and both teams are actually basically equal in gold, despite Renegade's 4 kill advantage. But Akai is just defending this mid turret that will be taken down shortly. Minoan Fury comes in, Spear of Destruction is already in. Akai is in a 3v1 situation right now. Lucas is coming in to help. Big Boy is on the chase.
Yeah, that heavy
Akai have managed to escape.
Yeah, that heavy spin doing some good work for him just to keep him alive. Ooh, look at the passive being procced there from the Moskov. He's dishing out a lot of damage. That's the tier 2 turret being taken down. Hanzo, he's engaging onto the Phobius. He eats him up. Oh my goodness. but now he's gonna get chased down. Doesn't have the ultimate as Lancelot's trying to go and dash. Beautifully done there by Death Jackal, getting back to safety. Time for the ultimate once more. He wants to re-engage. Lucas trying to front line there for his team. Manages to land that, unleash the beast onto the Lancelot. He does have the immortality, but Lance, he's got no fear. Flicker comes out from the Xavier. No more dashes for the Lance. Oh, he's got the second skill. He's somehow managing to survive. Are we going to see some Kyrie plays in here from this Lancelot? The heavy spin comes through. There's the second skill as they try to keep pushing that Lancelot back. Somehow his immortality is still there. It has been proc, but he is caught out. Will they be able to get him? Oh, he does. The dash is just not enough. Meanwhile, Hanzo, he's on the hunt into the backline, takes down Naive. He wants to chase even further. He's going to try and look for the Moskov. No, he goes for that second, for that blue buff steal.
Lancelot might have played with no fear, but fear is the one thing that keeps you alive.
Yeah. Well, but they do say faint heart never won fair lady. But let's see. Oh, there's the engagement from the master, from the Hanzo. He's using that ultimate of his just to force out the Minoan Fury all the time. And that's one big team fighter skill that's no longer available for the side of Akatsuki here. As Renegade squad now, they've managed to establish an even amount of map control, but things right now, with a slight gold lead in their favor, it's anybody's guess as to what's going to happen next. Because both teams have the potential to win these team fights, and it's all going to come down to control before this objective.
However, what's crazy is how quickly Hanzo's ult comes back. This is so problematic for Akatsuki, because you get him out of his ult and then he's back within around 5 to 10 seconds, dealing massive amounts of damage. However, as we see that Big Boy and Hanzo is already at it again, both taking each other to so little health in so little time.
Yeah, that's true. And now we have the 18-minute Lord up. This is, speaking of Big Boy, this is the Big Boy of Lords. This one really starts to hurt. So this is going to be a very important battle for both teams. But let's get to see what is happening. My goodness, there's a dawning light coming out. Hanzo into the back line, dishes out the damage, manages to take down the Eve. Heavy spin zoning everybody away. Lucas hits that unleash the beast. The follow-up, Sabin Force from the Harith. He's dancing around once more. The dawning light comes through. Minoan Fury is there to try to counter-engage. Obvious, trying to tank as much as he can, but he's going to get taken down. Meanwhile, the wave push is coming through. It's going to be the top lane push as Lancelot and Lucas are in a battle in the bot lane in this 1v1 situation. Lucas pops the vengeance. They're trying to chase him down. Oh, there's the stun coming through from the Savior. Will they be able to get him underneath the turret? The base is open. The lock is on. Oh my goodness. It is going to be Renegade squad taking this in a clean sweep to the nothing fashion.
Beautiful play from both teams. However, Renegades was just... They outplayed Akatsuki.
A very, very good performance from the Renegade squad. But this is just, it's the opening salvo. It's the beginning parts of this group stages. So teams do have the potential to come back with some wins. But quite a good performance there from the Renegade squad. As I guess get us lady and gentlemen, onto the screen.
So yeah, GG's. Big Boy picking up the MVP for the losing side, and Hanzo, Death Jackal, picking up the MVP second time in a row for the side of Renegade. So Renegade, first time on our live stream here at Waylander Gaming. What a beautiful performance! What a beautiful performance! So yeah, happy days. What a match!
Quite exciting. Gentlemen, who do we have up next for us as we get the lobbies ready?
That would be Error 404 versus Renegades.
Oh, the winners of today's match is going to be facing one another. Error 404 up against the Renegade squad. That'll be coming up next in a short bit. But I'm sure Shroomzy, Lotus, Scarpscankle, you do want to have a quick chat about what happened in the match that we just witnessed before we transition into our usual pause screen while we have everything set up and get ready for you.
It was a very good game overall. I mean, both teams did very well in the early game. It was just a bit outplay moments. I mean, Akatsuki had the team fight potential, but not landing the Minoan Furies, mostly using it to chase off Hanzo, and that was big mistakes coming out. So they had no major sets, and that is what might have cost it.
Yeah, I think, and just to add to that, I think communication was also very vital in both matches. It didn't seem like the communication was just spot on in certain plays and engagements. But hey, nonetheless, that was a first match in the MSA Cup. The teams can always come back. They can go and watch back the matches, see their errors, and hopefully rectify on it. But yeah, nonetheless, that was good job. Job well done from Renegade. Very, very curious to see how the next matchup is going to play out between Renegade and Era 404. My question is Era 404 going to bring in Stoner for the final set pieces, or are they going to continue with the team that they had? And two strong teams are going to face off one another. Let's go.
Yeah. So while we get that lobby set up for everyone, we're just gonna have our screen going. You can sit, chill, vibe to the music for just a few minutes while we get the lobby set up for the next exciting best of 3 coming up in just a few minutes.
want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Thanks for their disease. Just like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into the street. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Thanks for their disease. Just like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into the street. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Thanks for their disease. Just like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into the street. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Pain for their disease. Just like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into the street. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into the street. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed. Feed like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll pay for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into the street. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we want retribution. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. We're into the third and final game of the evening. It's still a best of 3, so we do have some amount of action for you. It's going to be PCR Pandora's Code Red in the blue up against the Renegade squad in the red. The Renegade squad's winning their first match in this group tournament, hoping to continue that winning streak up against PCR. PCR hoping to get themselves onto the board. So I'm Waylander. I'm joined here by Scarp, Skenkel, Shroomzy, and Lotus, as we will bring the drafting, the drama, the action all to you here live on Waylander Gaming. So don't forget to smash that like, share, and subscribe button. But how are you guys feeling about this, the last game of tonight?
As you can see, we are pretty much hyped up. We trolled Lotus there whilst we had our break, and we got a song stuck in her head. But before we get back to that, I will get that song out there and live, as Lotus said she will sing. But we are into the drafting phase. Grip Reaper with the first ban for the side of Pandora's Code Red. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heart.
So we're gonna have I think it's Shroomzy and Lotus who will take us through the drafting phase for this, the first in a best of 3.
No, bro, we switched it up. It's going to be me and Lotus, and you and Shroomzy will do the casting.
Okay, yeah.
Shroomzy wants to cast with you. He wants to cast with you.
As different bands out the joy, and Death Jackal taking out the Clint. We're definitely seeing some Clint bands this evening.
Yeah, indeed so. Clint being a favorite to be banned out. It was only one match, and that was the match between PCR and Aero 404. PCR being able to pick up the Clints against the Granger, but Average Joe annihilated the Clint. But nonetheless, this is a new match, new teams, let's go. Kiro with a response on the bans.
So we might be seeing some respect bans in because the Florin getting banned out.
Yeah, Florin. This is the trend. Florin being one of those heroes being banned out, and almost every match. It was just one match that we got to see Florin to feature, and that was Samara that played with the Florin. But Zetian getting banned out from the side of Renegade.
When will we be able to get to see her in this evening? Zetian, Akatsuki, you do not get to be streamed tonight, it seems. However, Fury gets the next banned up at the time. He might be going for a jungler pick. There it is. YSS getting banned out by Fury.
Okay, so viewers, I am going to ask this question. Shall we give Lotus another go? If she gets 3 for 3 tonight with the bans, let's gift a free membership. So Lotus, what's the next role that will be banned out? Oh. Did I put you on the spot there?
Yes.
Oh no, Lotus
Is like blood.
Camilla getting banned out. So no cursed blood for the side of Pandora's Code Red.
However, we did see that I think it's the Duke that was switched out with Arthur Blitz. So Arthur
That
Blitz
is
is actually minus in the XP lane, especially if I remember correctly, it's his Benedetta that is quite scary on the XP lane. However, Grip Reaper gets the first pick of this game. Will he switch out? Will he make his pick? Let's see.
Grip Reaper not picking up his roam boots in his last match against Aero 404. Hopefully he does pick up his roam boots if he does play roam in this matchup.
I don't think he'll ever be able to live that down. T Merlin picking up the Hayabusa first pick of this game. Hayabusa first pick? There was better heroes to go for. I mean, a lot of the meta was open, but no, we go with Hayabusa. However, Vasto Lord going with the Sicilian and Derby C and Didi getting the next pick.
Yeah, the Sicilian being a a late game mage. Oh, Beatrix JK picking up Kimmy for the side of Renegade. So far, Renegade having a lot of magic damage on, but Kimmy being a beast as of late, especially with the previous season's patch. Kimmy has been a hero that has been picked up quite often. Just loving the love that Kimmy has been receiving. So Kuro showing us Faza. Will it be Faza into the lineup for the side of Pandora's Code Red?
I will protect you.
Grip Reaper already picking up that Lolita. Lolita can be quite dangerous to the Kimmy. And Kuro is definitely deciding onto that Farsa. Farsa, Xavier, and Sicilian seems to be his mains in the mid lane.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, look, the Lolita is not just going to be a danger for the Kimmy, but it's going to reflect the Kimmy's blasts onto the entire team of Renegade, especially when it comes into team fights. Derby C and Didi picking up the Kufra for the side of Renegade. Renegade with the first ban in phase 2 of this best of 3 series.
$5 says the next ban will be a fighter.
Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why you banned out the 1-1. Lotus, I can't help myself. I'm going to continue trolling you. So, 1-1 getting banned out from the side of Renegade. Author Blitz with a response.
We're banning out a 1-1. Her damage has been reduced in the recent patch, so is it still worth it banning out a 1-1? Also, did you have to pick a Backstreet Boys song? Couldn't it have been Westlife?
The only reason why it was a Backstreet Boys song was due to the fact that someone asked me to do a quick edit for them and add a song to them. So the song got stuck in my head, and it needed to be infectious. So we did see Blue getting banned out from the side of Pandora's Code Red, and Renegade focusing onto the marksmans, removing Melissa away from the equation. Hanzo being the final bad for the side of Pandora's Code Red. Aros Dose with the next pick for the side of Renegade.
So right now, Renegades just need an XP laner and the jungler, but going in with a Zilong and a 5-man, I would not recommend that for anyone.
Lotus?
Yes.
Look,
Yes.
Xylong is not a favorite to pick up in the five-man scene. I would agree with you, but don't take away from a Xylong just yet. Xylong can be very deadly late game, but Aros Dose deciding to go with the Minnesota.
You are correct about the Xylong, but the thing is, he's so squishy. I mean, you just burst him down and then it would be a miracle sometimes to even get him to late game. However, Fury is flashing this Brody with that torn apart memory.
That I'm still alive.
However, Arthur Blitz gets the last pick for the side of PCR. Who will he be going with right now? They just need the XP laner, which will be going against the Menstar. So, who would be a good hero right now? They're probably wondering.
Yuzong, it's a good pick. Yuzong getting picked up from the side of Author Blitz. I mean, especially you need to get those quick rotations, especially from an XP laner. However, we do see Death Jackal showing us Alpha. Will it be Alpha though? This is the time that you get to feature that very beautiful Alpha skin. No, Death Jackal showing us Roger. Death Jackal currently trolling us here, Lotus.
True, but the Roger skins are better than that newest Alpha skin. That Alpha skin is seriously, I don't know what Moonton's graphic designers were thinking. Oh, wanting to go for the Karina.
Yeah, you see Death Jackal is currently still trolling us. And Death Jackal saying, Right.
My pleasure.
You are my fire, the one desire. Believe me when I say, I want it that way. So, nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, this does conclude the first matchups draft between Renegade and Pandora's Code Red. It ain't nothing but a heartache. But viewers, get your votes in. I'm currently favoring Renegade's draft here. How about you, Lotus, before we hand it over to Shroomsy and the man himself, Wayland?
I will go for PCR's draft.
Is it only because I've been singing Backstreet Boys here for you? So, and into the matchup we will be going. We're in the loading screens and we will hand over to Waylander and Oshrimsy. So please hit that like, share and subscribe button. We do appreciate the support. We don't just do this for us, but we do this for each and every one of you here in the live chat with us.
So, thank you for tuning in, everybody. We have this first game in a best of 3. It is going to be the Renegades versus PCR. PCR in the blue, Renegades in the red. We've seen the drafting. Now let's get to see the action. I'm going to get joined by Shroomsy. First time Shroomsy's casting with me. Huh? He's breaking his duck. I'll say that in a more polite way.
I mean, it's been a while, Way. It's been a while. We've never casted with each other, and I mean, this might be the make or break moment. Who knows? Maybe we are the new duo.
Yeah. You never know. You never know. As we watch this buffs being started off, Kimmy with the Stormtrooper just blasting away there at the blue buff. And both jungles starting off as we would expect here on the SA scene in more or less the same side of the map. They're going to be rotating across. Kufra just scouting out this Lolita for the most part. And, it's going to. Do you think we're going to see a clash here around this litho?
Definitely. I mean, the litho is a mandatory part in the recent buff, just to make sure that you do secure that level 4 before the first fight comes up, as the Renegades does secure that first objective. But interesting, the Kimi and the Minstathar did switch lanes, so it's Minstathar on the gold lane and Kimi on the XP lane. What do you think about that rotation?
Very, very, very different from what we would have expected. Minstathar gold, how is he going to fare up against a Brody? I mean, Brody's attack range is crazy long.
I mean, his burst capabilities are also there, so Minstathar might get him into the King's Calling, but if you can't burst him down, he's going to just switch back and hit like a tank, and then you down for the count.
Yeah. I'm quite interested to see if it's going to be. It is a damage Minstathar. There's Brody with the poke. Hayabusa going in. Or does he land the shadows? Yes, he does. He's going to get the shadow kid off. Oh my goodness. He's going in, but this is the nerf that happened to Hayabusa. He doesn't have the damage to finish off. And Karina, she's in the mix. Wants to go for the chase. Somehow Minstathar is surviving, but the Karina is there for the finish of Brody. Doing the damage there. But look at this from the Karina she's going through. This is what a Karina can do. It's a triple kill. But she's taken down. Shut down by Fasa. Bird form escape.
Oh, I mean, that is a green on the early game. You don't want to be low. It's like playing against a Martyrs. If you're half health, you run away. You don't want to get close to that.
Yeah. That is true. That is very, very, very true. That a constant use of the ultimate is one of the more broken skills in the game. I wondered when Moonton's ever going to give her a buff that will bring her into the meta.
It's going to be hard. I mean, overall, Karina is very hard. If she gets any sort of frontliner on her, she's down. I mean, she's so squishy, and she's good against attack speed players with that first skill of hers. But other than that, if you can just burst it down, 1-2 tap it, she's gone. So the first bit of the match is up, but both teams starting to do the rotations here, trying to secure the positioning. And Cecilion going to the top lane, putting Minstathar here into the team fight. This is another interesting rotation coming out.
Yeah, that's true. There's a Black Dragon bomb coming out from the U-Zone. He's trying to get towards the backline, heading towards Minstathar. This is so close. Who lands the retry? It's Karina, but it's going to be the Feather Airstrike coming out. Shadow kill into the backline, takes out the Karina. Oh my gosh, Nomenon blast into the mix, does land onto one Kufra, taking a lot of damage. Gets his passive up. His passive saved him there. Look at that, sort of sliver of health. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That passive heal capabilities and interesting 1v1 Sicilian versus Brody. Sicilian gets that kill, but Faza just following up. Sicilian is going to sense the danger, but he recalls back to safety. So good 1v1 there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I do like the 1v1 matchups. Just to, at least as from a fan's perspective, to watch it. When they get into a royal battle, I do understand the whole discipline, but like you gotta make sure you save your skills. You don't want to overdo certain things. Understand how to clear waves. Once more, there's a bit of poke damage here from T-Mall, and he goes into the mix, gets the shadow kill off. Karina manages to reposition. There's the pullback. Numenon Blast comes in, but Karina gets the pick-off kill. Oh my goodness, Sicilian throws out that Bat's Feast. However, the torn apart memory from the Brody getting a return kill, so it's jungle for jungle.
Overall good engagement. I mean, that torn apart memories is not something you can fret about. I mean, that along with that Tyrant's Rage from the Kufra, it's very hard to get a full team fight with those two ultimates in Zaki. I mean, you can't forget about the Numenon Blast. I mean, a well-camping Lolita is the best Lolita. You never know where she's going to come from.
Yeah. It does, I mean, such a large AoE stun. I mean, it's crazy large.
And I mean, then you follow up with the first skill that is this targeted stun as well. So you can Numenon Blast, head into the main damage dealer, stun them up. You throw your shield, and then something like a Kimi or a Granger means absolutely nothing in that regard.
Yeah, that's true. But looking at the Brody already has the Malefic gun up and running. There's the engagement on the Kufra. The Tyrant's Wrath comes out. Munsathar with the King's Calling. Sicilian Bat's Feast dragging everybody back into the mix. And somehow Kufra managed to get the turtle. I mean, that was his team. Oh! Feather Dare Strike comes in from the Fasa. Hanzo, Hayabusa into the mix. Shadow Kill into the Black Dragon. Manages to get the pick off. There's the Black Dragon form with the Petrify. Knock up onto True. Will we see the passive big block? Yes, it is. Gimme with the rotation takes down the Hayabusa. As Karina comes into the mix, finally takes down that Yuzong. But my goodness, these people are ultra aggressive.
Majorly so. I mean, there's a lot of ult being committed back and forth. I mean, that Yuzong with the Black Dragon form came in at the right time, but he overstayed and got taken down. I mean, that passive heals buff that he got is insane. I mean, that made his sustainability extremely well. Even if you build him full tank, he's still going to be able to out-sustain most of the XP laners.
That is true. That is very true. No, there's the damage coming onto Munsathar. He gets the hook back, lands the King's Calling, doesn't manage to pull anybody in though, as he is deleted before that could happen. There's the engagement now onto the Karina. She manages to repositioned using that second skill. Fasa is into the mix. The Sanguine Claws does come out from the Sicilian. Kufra jumps in, doesn't manage to catch onto anybody, but there's the chase onto the Brody. He tries to second skill back, but Karina takes him down. The Brat's Feast is committed. The same with the Feathered Air Strike, and it is going to be 3 more kills, in fact, going the way of Renegade Force right now. Renegade Squad, showing that they're a force to be reckoned with.
Definitely, I have to say GG to that Karina using that Shadow Assault of hers just to go into the team fight, get a kill, use it again to get out. I mean, it's GG's then. This Hayabusa going for that Shadow kill, but gets stunned up and gets taken down. So that's another kill going in favor of Renegades as well as a tier 1 turret.
Yeah. Jumping in onto a Munsathar with a Hayabusa is very dangerous, shall I say.
Definitely. I mean, along with that and the Kufra, so that's crowd control galore. I mean, if you don't watch out, you're going to be caught out, and then to 1-shot, 2-shot, you're dead. There's Jaffa with the camp onto that Faza, commits the Shadow Assault, but does not get the kill. Yuzong also in a very beautiful camping position here onto this next objective. I'm loving the positioning here.
Yeah, I myself as well. Now he's just moved back to get that, so at least a bit of map control. He did manage to take down a tier 1 turret. So PCR, even though they are behind on gold and kills, they're doing pretty well for themselves turret-wise. Map control. There's a Black Dragon form coming out from the Yuzong. Engages onto the Kufra. Numenon blast as well. He's trying to get the passive proc. Oh, Mansatar with the hook back there. The Fossa hits a feather airstrike disrupted. Tyrant's Wrath catches onto 3. Is there a follow-up from the team? Sicilian hit out that bat sweep. How much damage is coming through? It's a shadow kill into the backline. Oh my god, but Hayabusa gets taken down in just the last second. It's a full team wipe. Oh my goodness.
I have to say, well played there by Renegades, punishing that. I mean, we saw the Yuzong with the Black Dragon form going onto the Kufra. Numenon Blast was also committed onto that tank. And then there was no stuns left. Renegades just went full force, all out, and just bursted down the side of PCR. So GG's to them.
Yeah. And this gives them the opportunity, the space with the mid lane turret being taken down to try and secure this, the first major objective of the game. It is time for the Lord Kufra just zoning that Hayabusa away, not even giving him the option of using that shadows to try to get a Lord steal.
Definitely. I mean, this Kimi as well. I mean, that traction pulse is a game changer. If he gets caught out with that, you're definitely going to be dead. But Kiro here with a beautiful camp with also here. We do see the knockup up to grip, but no follow-up damage, not committing fully onto that enemy team. Wow, Yuzong onto the mix, feathered airstrike into the King's calling. A lot of damage. Black Dragon form has been committed. Grip Reaper has been taken down. Farza in a lot of danger. Black Dragon just being used to zone out the enemy because they know the Lord is up in the mid wave, so you don't want to commit too much in that exchange.
Yeah, though PCR would be happy with that exchange, I would say. Taking down the marksman gives you the opportunity to defend a little bit better as the Lord pushes its way down the mid lane. I mean, down to the top lane, was it? Oh, okay.
It was mid lane, yes. Oh, Karina going in full force onto this Brody, but gets taken down in response. Kutra does a dive underneath the turret. Numenon blast into the feathered airstrike. Just takes him down, and as the famous man says, deletes him. He's deleted.
Oh, well, they went overkill on that Kufra. They're like, you must die. You're gonna cost everything on you. There's no way you're getting out of that.
I mean, he wanted to dive underneath the turret, so punish him.
Yeah. It's still another 90 seconds to go, or just under 90 seconds until this next major objective, which will be the second Lord of the game. Oh, King's calling! Manages to catch the Hayabusa. There's no way out. The Black Dragon form does come out. He's trying to find his target. Feathered airstrike as well. They're going in onto the Minsatar. There's the Numenon blast. As Yuzong manages with the range of that skill to take down a kill, but the counter engagement is on. It's going to be a Karina. She did the shadow assault. They managed to take down the Yuzong. It's going to be an unstoppable kill for that Sicilian.
But now my question is, I just saw something now for the first time when Yuzong got that kill. There's a Sky Piercer on the Yuzong. What's your opinion about that?
Well, no. Oh, he's going for like a damage build. Did pick up the Queen's Wings, though. I mean, usually you expect your XP laners to be a little bit tanky, but he wants to go for this aggressive plays, the aggressive builds. If he does manage to catch enough people, especially with his Petrify being up, it could cause a whole lot of chaos, but personally, I prefer my XP laners a bit tanky.
I mean, that if you want to go damage, rather put something like Hunter Strike in that regard. I mean, Hunter Strike on Yuzong is crazy. You give them the mobility to position with his first skills of his very beautifully. But nonetheless, the second Lord of the match is up. And I have to say, Renegades in a prime position. This might be another uncontested Lord going their way.
Yes. And with this, they want to try and crack that tough nut that is the base of PCR and draw first blood in this match. Let's see which way the Lords... I think it should be mid lane as well, just like the last time.
I mean, mid lane is about half HP, so it will definitely be the mid lane. But this also does show you that they definitely need to start with the wave management in the top and bot lane, because the Lord is coming down in the mid lane, so you want to leave the mid lane, get the other two lanes pushed, but it does not seem that the Renegades want to go for that. They're almost clearing the mid wave, so this will be an unsynced Lord crashing into the base.
Oh, there's the charge in from the Kufra. Tyrantrat manages to catch the Hayabusa. The Shadow Assault takes out the Hayabusa before the Shadow Kill could go in, as the mid lane has been melted down. Lord being pulled very nicely here by Arthur Blitz, just managing to get the reposition. Feather Dare Strike comes through the Lord just on the outskirts of it. There's the Black Dragon form. Numenon Blast catches onto 4. It's Yuzong, he's into the backline. The King's calling the plan, but the Shadow Assault from the Karina, the turret. Meanwhile, the Lord is not interested in anybody. The Lord is taking down the Mace.
They took the fight, but the Lord just tower locking, being the MVP, ending this match for Renegades.
My goodness. Oh, Lord. Look at the Kufra picking up that 0, 2, and 20. 10.4 on the Kufra. What a performance by him in this matchup.
I mean, that Kufra's positioning was insane. I mean, he got a few of the Tyrant Raz onto that Hayabusa, and as soon as he got that combos down, you know, Haya was dead. You just needed one skill from either Karina with the Shadow Assault, even just the Minsathar. Then
Yeah, exactly. His setups, his setups, his positioning, very beautiful. So well-deserved MVP of that first game, but this takes us into the second. There's going to be a position swap, though we won't see it on screen. You guys don't get to see it. We get to see some technical actions in the background that you don't get to watch. I'm just trying to make you feel a little bit jealous. and put it out there as if you haven't been in a tournament lobby yet, well, who asked you not to register? But I'm sure a lot of the viewers have registered, and we are going to be excited to see you play and see which skin you're going to be going for on maybe your favorite hero that you get to pick.
No, that is true. Oh, look, I've got a question, right? Did anyone notice the Kimi and Minsator swap lanes? Oh, I was watching this. I was watching this, the Brody against the Minsator. I was like, was this going to play out when that initial rotation came out? I was like, oh my word, this is a call out for disaster. And what a surprise was that not? XP lane is back into the meta in gold lanes. I did put the air quotes there, right?
Yeah, that is true. It was a bit of a strange one. But I think the players are ready. We can tell our referee that we're all ready. And we can head into the drafting phase as soon as that is sorted out. As everybody is anxious to get into the second game. Will we see Renegade Squad clutch this out in a clean sweep fashion as they did earlier, like up against Akatsuki? Or will PCR be able to take us into that sudden death into game number 3 as we get the lobby ready for you? Let's get to see what is happening.
That is true.
Now, I want to ask the question is, what is the best collector skin that you want to see now?
Hylos. No, Johnson. Anyway, as we do see Renegade banning out Clint. You know, what a surprise. The Clint getting banned out once more. it's a theme. Are we going to see the Florin banned out again? This is going to tickle my pickle. Anyway, as we do see PCR banning out Kimi, definitely respecting the damage that Kimi did bring in the XP lane the previous match.
Lotus, you need to unmute yourself. That would be helpful.
I was wondering why no one could hear me. The TN wasn't been banned. It's a pity that we can't see Zitian or her celestial celestial armor, and Kuro up with the 4th ban of this drafting phase. Let's see what he goes for. Might be a jungle ban. Definitely respect. There it is.
As the joy get removed from this equation, Oros Dose with a response for the side of Renegade. Look, I'm going to say this. At this point of stage, the way that Renegade has been performing in, well, this group stage so far, I've got my eye on Renegade. Renegade doing very, very well, but it seems like Pandora's Code Red is not getting their groove on tonight. So I'm hoping this, if this is the final match, that they can put on a stellar performance, or potentially take this and take us into that sudden death round. You know, it would be nice if we can end off the evening in a sudden death match. But Aros Dose using that 50 seconds, deciding to ban out Badang.
Badang with his walls and fist cracks, the amount of combos that can be made with a Badang is actually crazy, so it's quite valid to ban him out.
Yeah, well, Badang definitely needs to be respected, especially if you can combo him with different heroes. For example, the Chip or the Camilla or the X-Borg. You know, there's a lot that you can combo with the Badang or the Blitz. Going to bring us the next ban for the side of Pandora's Code Red.
So right now we might be seeing Arthur Blitz once again in the XP lane, but we get to see that Florian ban. As he mentioned earlier, the only time we saw her today was when Oram played her earlier. Death Jackal wanting to go for... Oh no, he's going for the Beatrix JK's YSS.
Well, that YSS was definitely a very good combination for the side of a good hero to pick up from the side of Renegade. As we do remember that Beatrix JK did pick up the MVP with his YSS. Grip Reaper at 18 going for the Camilla, and Kiro picking up the Sicilian.
So once again tonight they're going for that combo, but hopefully this time they will be able to utilize it better than the first match they did it.
Well, look, I've said it, and I'm going to say this again. This is the match where PCR is going to get their groove on, and they're going to take us into that sudden death round. I am manifesting that. PCR, listen to me in the chat. I've got your backs for this match. As we do see Derby C and DD picks up the Hylos, and Oros Dose picking up Getcha. Wow, what a combination. Now the question is, right, is it going to be Gatto Rome, or is it going to be Hylos Rome? And who's going to be playing XP? Because we know both heroes can play XP and Rome.
That is true, but I think might be able to deduce which roles they'll go if we can see who the mage is. Then we can see which combo they will be opting for the most.
So, Author Blitz with a response with the next pick. Will Author Blitz pick up, or will he swap out as he swaps out with Fury, as Fury brings in the Leslie for us? T Merlin. Is T Merlin going to pick up his deadly X-Borg into this matchup? But this is bad. This is bad.
Yes, so right now they might be going for another mage ban just to be on the safe side. I mean, Zushin is still open, Luo Yi is open. So there's definitely a lot of options to take into consideration. However, the timer is counting down, 15 seconds left. Let's hope to not see a misban tonight.
Butterflies.
No misban, as T Merlin does ban out the Zushin. So the correct call there are banning out the mage. So Death Jackal, the response for the side of Renegade. However, at this point in stage, Renegade is currently going for those set comp lineup. I'm expecting a very, very, very good ban. Look, my mind is already running away to Renegade versus Era 404 on the 4th of July. I really want to see how they feature up against that team, as we do see Hanzo getting banned out from the side of Renegade. Also Blitz getting to ban once more.
Might be able to see another mage ban. However, Renegades are still missing a marksman. It is quite confusing to actually see RGQ for a squad name with the name Renegades. Where does the Q come in?
Where was what Q come in?
Where does the Q in Renegades come from?
Well, when you're
I
looking at
don't
the
know.
word squad, it's the second letter. No, well, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. This is an Angolan. This is it's an Angolan team. So in Angola, I think French is the national language.
Team Island picking up the Guinevere for the side of Pandora's Code Red. Yeah, look, Guinevere not being a really good pick at this current state, especially if you've got the Hylos and the Garagacha. The follow-up is surreal. Death Jackal going with the carry and Vasto Lord picking up the Valentina. So Valentina definitely going to be going for the steals on the Cursed Blood, the Bat's Feast, and, well, the Snipe of Leslie. So currently a lot of bolts for the Valentina to steal.
That is true. And for PCR's comp, is it just me, or are they using the same picks they did for their second game versus Error 404? Guinevere Jungle, Leslie Gold.
Yeah, the only change into this lineup at this point in stage is the Camilla. It was the Garagacha that Grip Reaper had in that match. And the Benedetta would also be a different pick to that matchup. The rest is pretty much the same, as Author Blitz does pick up Benedetta. So we have seen stellar performances from a Benedetta player earlier this evening, especially with those early game rotations. That is exactly how you would like to utilize heroes like Benedetta, Chows, etc. High mobility XP laners early game on. That's your typical beautiful rotation, especially in the pro scene. But nonetheless, we are going to jump into the second match in this best of 3 series between Renegade and Pandora's Code Red. The question is still up in the air. Will Renegade take this? Or will PCR take us into the sudden death round? But nonetheless, we do see the collector skin on the Sicilian and the Valentina. I have to say, it's the first time I'm going to be seeing Valentina's collector skin, so very excited to see this. But PCR, I'm holding thumbs that you take this one. Look, no offense to Renegade, I'm just hoping that PCR does pick up the dubs here, especially because I want to go into the sudden death round.
However, my vote will be going to Renegades. But into the match we go, and we'll be handing it over to Waylander and Shroomzy.
Alright, so welcome everybody to the stream. We're watching the two teams up against one another. It is PCR starting off the red buff, where we have the YSS on the blue, and we get our sexy camera angles here going for you. What are your thoughts so far on the draft, Shroomzy?
So overall, not a bad draft so far. I have to say I'm quite impressed with the draft of Renegades. But it all comes down to how you play this. I mean, there's a lot of chaos going here. Lanes are being weird.
Yes, it's Sicilian on the XP lane, as we can see. Benedetta making the rotation across. I think it's Benedetta on the mid lane. Clearing this mid lane. Takes a little bit of poke damage. Nice fast fingers coming out from Arthur Blitz, avoiding most of that poke skill. Didn't manage to get taunted up by the Valentina, as both teams are rotating towards the gold lane.
So overall, the early game potential definitely in the favor of the side of PCR. They have a lot of crowd control as well as damage capabilities here. They go into the Hylos, the Guinevere's into the mix. That's a first blood to the hands of Author Blitz as they melt down that Hylos.
Yeah, and Hylos, nonetheless, he's beefy. I'm not saying that because he's a horse. Just saying.
But cool combination here from the Guinevere taking down YSS. What a beautiful camp.
Yeah. Team Merlin with that Violet Requiem jumps in again, gets the knock up onto 2, the flicker back from the Valentina. Bernadetta into the mix, doesn't have the Eclecto blades, so does a lot of damage onto the Hylos. It looks like PCR switched it up. The lane swaps seem to have worked for them.
I mean, if it works, it works. If it ain't broken, why try to fix it? But they definitely go, what? The red 3 seal from the YSS. But he's in a lot of danger. Avatar of Guardian also landing onto 2. But they will get that kill onto the YSS. The Glorious Pathway into the Cursed Blood also gets committed. That's 3 down. Will they get another kill? Beautiful engagement. That Valentina just takes down that Benedetta beautifully.
Yeah, oh my goodness. There was so much of action around the turtle there. Very nice retry steal from the YSS, but he was in so much of danger. Oh, it's flicker committed by the Sicilian just to get back to safety, and it looks like they've went back to their traditional positions.
I mean, that early game rotation definitely did help them a lot with that first team fight. But I mean, overall, beautiful flicker there from Grip, saving him, from Kuro, saving him from 3 people diving onto him. So at the 3.5 minute mark, the gold lead is quite even, kills slightly in favor of PCR, but it ain't over until the cookie crumbles.
That is true. So Camilla getting poked about. Leslie has to flicker back. She's so close to dying. She managed to escape. There's a glorious pathway from the Hylos. Secures the kill. Cursed Blood does land, but only onto 1. Camilla being chased down underneath the turret. It's going to be YSS dishing out the damage carry for the final few hits. Somehow they managed to take down that YSS in the backline as a Team Merlin with a Guinevere made the rotation across. So it was a 2-for-1 exchange overall as Valentina just gets some poke damage, dashes back to safety. Hylos frontlining once more, forcing that Bernadetta to dash away to safety.
Definitely. I mean, the second turtle of the match will be spawning up in the next 7 seconds. So it's a very good engagement here. The Gato and the Benedetta just 1v1ing while they are onto this Hylos once again. And this is the second time Hylos gets deleted in that exchange. I mean, PCR definitely packing a lot of damage onto that Hylos.
Nice Violet Requiem there coming through from that Guinevere. Revitalize not enough to help him out, though Bernadetta looks like she's gonna recall. She is a little bit low. Once more, Guinevere is into the mix, uses that second skill to get back to safety, but the zoning being done here by the Gato. Lovely play from Renegades as they manage to get into position to secure that objective.
Definitely. I mean, we also do know this Valentina did steal the Cursed Blood out from Carmilla, so that might be a vital ult that they have. Oh, once again, Violet Requiem into the mix. It does save the Benedetta, but at what cost? Will they get that Guinevere Cursed Blood onto 3 just to keep that Guinevere safe? So good engagement and steal coming there out from PCR.
Yeah, that was some clever plays going through. Though we do see the Valentina picking up the Camilla. We knew that was the target for the ultimate. I mean, the moment you pick up a Camilla, you expect a Valentina shortly.
And I mean, along with that and the Gato with the Avatar of Guardian, that's a very good set potential coming in from the side of Renegades. I mean, along with the Hylos frontline potential, Glorious Pathway here onto that Fury, but not getting that damage and rather gets back to safety. So a lot of poking back and forth, very aggressive plays here from both teams.
Yeah. And through all this action, Leslie managing to secure the first turret of the game, put aside of PCR is Fury there. Leslie is really starting to hurt these days. Hits like a tank.
Yeah, and I mean, they definitely did make a major buff, allowing her also to use the Malefic gun. So that is a big change they made that just brought it back into the meta. But meanwhile, we do see that engagement onto Hylos, Violet Requiem not landing, and YSS securing the counter kill onto Team Merlin. So that's a 1-for-1 exchange. And once again in the top lane, the Ecliptic Blades landing but not doing enough damage onto that Gatu, but she gets back to safety. So there's a lot of back and forth going on.
Yeah, as we're saying that, Leslie is taken down YSS as well. It's like, where do you want us to point the camera? It's just action, action, action. Continuing with the action, as we can see Gato versus Koala in the top lane here. They're just fighting one another.
Bro, this is just constant fighting. I mean, this is not usually something you see in a tournament setup 5-man. You usually want to go for objectives, push lanes, securing objective team fights. But these people just want to brawl. It's all out brawl, permanent, all the time, all the places.
Yeah, it almost feels like it's personal.
They want the revenge from their first loss.
Yeah, there's the engagement, glorious pathway, the knock up, there's a violent requiem on a follow-up, Curse Blood into the backline, YSS trying to dish out the damage as well, Benedetta hit that Eclecto Blades, but gonna get chased down, Sanguine Claws onto the high loss, Gato managed to get back to safety, YSS throws that ultimate, the taunt comes through from the Valentina, keeping the Benedetta away, but the positioning right now from PCR, they're trying to zone everyone away, giving the Gwen the opportunity to try to take this final turtle. Oh, but Benedetta gets the pick off onto Valentina. So this should be definitely objective secured for the side of PCR and possibly mid lane turret as well.
Definitely. I mean, that's the first mid lane turret that opens up the whole map for PCR. They're already having the map control, as well as a small 1.4k gold lead in their regard. I mean, this is definitely not the same game they showed us the first time. I mean, this might be the game they need to put us into a game 3, the sudden death round.
Yeah, that is true. A very big switch up in terms of play from them. Nice taunt that was from Gato underneath the tier 1 turret onto the Benedetta, forcing the Eclecto Blade. Oh, there's a Violent Requiem once more onto the high loss. He's taking a ton of damage, uses the glorious pathway defensively. Though I'd say it would be okay for him for the most part. We are another 70 seconds away from this next major objective, which will be the Lord.
But Gary in a lot of danger here. Is good positioning overall. Once again, the Curse Blood's getting steeled up. Leslie just doing a lot of damage on the get to, but no one wants to fully commit to this team fight.
Yeah, I think they've calmed down after that early aggression. That was 15 kills in like 6 minutes in total.
Yeah, they're definitely focusing a bit more on the objectives. I mean, Benedetta doing a good job just pushing out the lanes, falling back, and PCR doing a very good 4-1 split rotation. And this might be the chance they need to get this lane pushed out. I mean, it's 25 seconds up until the first Lord of the match, so they need to start getting that wave set up and get into position. As we know, that Hylos is already there into the enemy backline just to give vision, but it gets scouted out, and PCR goes back to wave management. Loving the discipline.
Oh, Violent Requiem onto the carry. They busted down. She went through the corridor of death and found the jaws that destruction, sending her straight back to the base. Oh, Bat's Feast comes out. There's the glorious pathway. Once more, the jump in from the Guinevere. Stun is up. She manages to second skill out. The Cursed Blood, the stolen Cursed Blood. The Avatar of Guardian. The Eclecto Blades into the mix. Oh my goodness. It's gonna be the Hylos taken down there. Leslie, she's hitting like a cannon blast. That the sniper rifle of hers gets another kill. It's a 2-for-0 exchange so far.
And with the jungler being down, this might be uncontested Lord going for in the favor of PCR. And they also did take the final tier 1 turret, so that's no turrets left in the front line, and the Lord will be marching. So this might be the game changer they were looking for.
Yes. It could definitely be that. Let me just check out the builds of everybody. What are they heading towards? Leslie's picked up Sky Piercer. She's got the Berserker Fury and the Malefic Gun already.
I'm going for that Blade of Despair, I assume. Or maybe even like Antiel might be an option. But I have to say, interesting to see 3 Sky Piercer stacks in PCR's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, there's the Cursed Blood, does manage to catch. Glorious Pathway comes out from the high loss. As the Avatar of Guardian, the follow-up engages in there. They're gonna try to chase down the Camilla as YSS trying to dance away from the damage coming up from the Bernadetta. She does second skill her way back to safety. Hits the Eclecto Blades. Doesn't manage to catch on to anyone. There's the snipe coming from the YSS. He's trying to get... Oh my goodness. But his carry, she sees the opportunity while Leslie was sniping for action. And now without the Lord, Renegades taking the turrets.
Oh, one faulty engagement was a major mistake. And the Violet Requiem onto that carry just takes it down in a heartbeat. I mean, Guinevere is a menace to any squishy and frontliner. Doran pathway into the Cursed Blood. We do see YSS coming to support his teammates. Will they do the damage? That's one kill going down. Still 3 members. Avatar of Guardian onto that Benedetta. Benedetta done a lot of damage. YSS just not letting up the damage. And Flicker from Kiro to secure Camilla's safety. So that was a 2-for-nothing exchange overall in that team fight in favor of Renegades.
Yeah, they did quite a good job here. They don't want to just lie down. The early game pressure, the early game assault of PCR. They're somehow managed to survive the storm and switched gears. They're on the hunt now. Want to chase down this Leslie. Leslie has used the conceal to get away, but the ultimate comes through from the YSS. He gets the stun off onto 2. Does he have the damage? No. Sanguine Claws into Bratsmith. Hylos, he's under the turret. Hits the Glorious Pathway. The chase is on. Leslie, she's still alive somehow, as well as the Sicilian, but they finally manage to take him down. The Hylos does pay the price for it. Eclecto Blades comes out onto 1. Only as Gatto, he's so tanky, he's somehow managing to survive this. Hits the Avatar of Guardian. The team comes in, they're responding. Gary hits the light wheels, dishing out the damage, forces everybody back. Oh my goodness.
Renegades definitely did a swap out in this mid game. They pulled up the brakes, recalibrated their teamwork, and it definitely shows off. I mean, this is the second team fight they won in a massive fashion, getting a few kills, getting the turrets down. The next load is up in 5 seconds, and I have to say, Renegades are looking very good to take this.
Yes, they are. They are indeed. They have an opportunity to try to take this Lord. This is the power of a YSS ultimate. I mean, that global vision, crazy. You just know where everybody is right now. You can now reposition, get things sorted out. Gatto, though, for the side of Renegades, is doing he set the slow push going for his team. The battle is still on. Valentina trying to get an ultimate stolen. Once the Cursed Blood, they're doing a lot of damage onto the Guinevere. There's Eclecto Blades, but it's a Violet Requiem into the backline. Onto Frasto Lord on that Valentina, but he's going to get taken down, so that's going to be no retribution available. The follow-up there. Gatto hits that Avatar of Guardian. The chase is on Leslie, trying to knock them back. Sanguine Claws controlling them up. The 3 of them, they are dishing out the damage. Now they are trying to escape here, as the 2 frontliners doing the job for their team, making sure everybody is safe and back. And well, fortunately, they've secured their objective, and we'll be hoping to crack this base open. Maybe take this in a clean sweep fashion.
Definitely, man. They definitely have the opportunity. If I've seen the previous 3 team fights going fully in the favor of Renegades, they have the ability to end the Lord with this final fight. They just have to get the correct ultimates committed, but not in position currently, and this might be an easy defense in favor of PCR. Eclecto Blades just securing that Lord damage and gets them down.
Yeah, so the Lord not managing to make it all the way through to the mid lane, though there's another wave coming in. Carry just pushing the top lane through wires. Oh, he avoided the jump, and they return stun, return kill as YSS takes down the Guinevere. The waves are pushing in, they are reasonably synced up. We would see one more wave coming through. This could be the end. Can PCR launch a defense? There's the Avatar Guardian. They take down the Leslie, stands onto 2. The base is open. There's a follow-up damage in there from the team. Sicilian is down. Bernadetta alive only by herself. But there's the YSS there. He can get the base locked onto, but he's not running for it. He's like, one more kill for the road. Double kill, Valentina. This should be it. Game, set, match. Goes the way of Renegades.
I mean, Renegades definitely deserving that victory after that comeback. PCR gave a very, very good fight, but in the late game, they just wasn't able to show that discipline to get those defenses going. But I have to say, I think what might have gotten them a bit on the back foot was that triple Sky piercer. But overall, GG's to both teams.
Yes, very, very, very well played. Very exciting, very fun matchup. But with this, Renegades moves top of the group. Group A. 2 wins out of 2.
Yeah, that is true, bro. The only team that hasn't played 2 matches yet is Aero 404. So it's all going to come down to what Aero 404 is going to be able to do against Team Renegade. But I mean, currently Renegade sitting in a very good spot here in Group A. But yeah, what a first night of the MSA Cup, ladies and gentlemen. What a night! I mean, wow. We saw the perma bans on Clint and Florin. I mean, come on, where in your life?
Yeah, it was a very, very fun, very exciting evening. Thank you everybody for tuning in to watch these games with us. I'm sure you enjoyed it as much as we did. But before we close for the evening, any final thoughts, guys?
Well, I was actually in a nail bite, almost biting my nails when I saw that PCR was almost winning. So that means I almost, if I was a betting girl, I would have lost to Scop because he was rooting for PCR. But when I saw what's her name, Renegades, just turning the match around, I just kept cheering for Carrie because she was just going all over the map, pushing wherever she could, which was I always love people that manage to prioritize lane pushing.
The objective game is the way to go. I mean, it's how you ensure that you're going to win the matchup.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't come down to kills, it comes to objectives. I mean, how do you take the Nexus down? Are you going to take the Nexus down by killing everyone? No. You need to kill everyone and then take the Nexus. Or get the turrets and get your minions onto the Nexus and take it down. I mean, that's the key point here.
Yeah, that is true. So, Shumzi, any final words before we say goodnight to all the viewers at home?
So the one thing I have to mention to the viewers is this was only the first day of the MSA Cup, and there's already this much action. So the schedules will be up. Please don't miss a game. Throw the like, share, subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get notified if the stream pops up, and don't miss the action. I mean, this is something we've been waiting for a long time. And day one, it already did not disappoint.
Yes, that is true.
I mean, it is a Group A. I mean, Group A will have another matchup on the 4th of July. So all the action from the MSA Cup is, pretty much the entire week, except for on Thursdays. So we have our evenings on Thursdays. But nonetheless, we've got Group A all the way through to Group H. So there's a lot of matches, a lot of actions, and a lot of your teams that you will be seeing featuring right here on Waylander Gaming.
Yeah, so once again, well done to the Renegades. Topping, as things stand at this moment in time, they're sitting top comfortably of Group A. So we expect to see some big things, a lot of action from them. They've laid down a marker for the rest of the squads in the MSA. People, I'm sure everyone will be watching, taking note of what strategies were used. And as was said by all my fellow casters, it was a fun first evening of the MSA Cup. Day one of the group stages. We will be back live. I think you can correct me if I'm wrong, Scarpskanker. Back on Friday evening when we start once again. But for all of you at home, thank you for tuning in to watch. It was a pleasure, as always, having you with us. But from myself, Waylander, Skarpskenkel, Lotus, and Shroomzy, it's gonna be goodbye and good night until we see you on the next